It's your boy Juice, aka The Juice is Loose. Studio 231 is located in the beautiful and trendy Lower East Side of Manhattan with studio rates and full studio setup. If you'd like to record with me at Studio 231, you can reach me at juice-cannon.com or Twitter at juicecannon.
Last Up on the L is proudly sponsored by Dulce Amore Couture, premium couture accessory line, specializing in jewelry and watches featuring the handcrafted Amore collection. Based in New York City, but not limited to, you can meet Miss Yeezy Smith on Facebook /Dulce Amore Couture or Instagram Dulce Amore Couture or visit the website dulceamorecouture.bigcartel.com.
This is Canarsie, Rockaway Parkway. The next stop on this Brooklyn-bound podcast is Last Stop on the L. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yo, welcome to the Last Stop on the L. The sounds you hear in the background are the one, the only, the immortal Miss Maya. Whew, let's take a moment. Woo, that girl fine. Sorry, that woman fine.
Still fine. Ain't never ever not been fine.
Yo, when she first came out, I remember, like, I didn't even know what the song was playing. I was just watching TV. Who this? Yo, you see that girl on TV last night? What song she sang? Nigga, I don't know. It was a record. What you mean? Like, oh my God. It's your boy Daddy Ocean, DWYOCION. Find me at, I was about to say YFR again. I'm sorry. I got too many aliases. I'll be out here. Anyway, DWYOCION. Find me on Twitter at that very thing I just spelled out.
So, if you didn't realize now that Danny is a low-key creep, just a little, just a smidgen. Vonna Sage here. I'm back, bitches. Hope you didn't miss me too much.
Yo, it's your boy Mayhem Mike, cutting Vonna off, just saying I'm glad she's here, but at the same time,
he's
like,
such a hater. We're gonna
get
to
why
week
I've had too much Vonna.
Yeah, he has.
Where's High Bridge representative? Come pick up your child. You can find me at YFR Mayhem on Twitter. Also, don't forget to check us out at, what do we got again? Oh, boom. Last Stop on the L on Instagram. Last Stop on the L on Facebook. Last Stop on the L. Just everywhere. Just look us up. God damn it. And Twitter.
Yo, it's been a while since the whole crew is here. Vonna's back from Chocolate City, though.
No chocolate?
No, let's be honest. There hasn't been Chocolate City for a minute. I've seen a lot.
White chocolate. Wait, but I wasn't.
It looked more like vanilla latte with a light sprinkling at this point of cinnamon.
With some cinnamon, with a sprinkle of cinnamon on
espresso.
It's vanilla latte city with cinnamon sprinkles.
Right, but I wasn't like in DC. I was driving around DC. I was mostly in Fort Washington with all the highfalutin black people. First of all, mind your manners. Well, the highfalutin black people are. So
was it like a horse and carriage?
The DMV area is a beautiful area. Like I've gone to Northern Virginia a few times, and when
Northern Virginia,
yeah, Northern Virginia is right outside DC.
Virginia.
No, hold on. There's a reason I say Northern Virginia.
I know.
Because once you go past Virginia. Northern Virginia and you're in the rest of the state, you're like, oh, this is the South.
You remember it's a Commonwealth state.
And in Northern Virginia, you're like, oh, I'm still in the East Coast. Once you pass a certain line, okay. This is a true story. One of the first times I went to DC in recent years, I was sitting in traffic in an Uber, and I kid you not, a fucking horse parade rode by me. And I was just like, this is how you know we are nowhere close to New York City. They are dead ass riding horses on the motherfucking highway. And man calmly too. Nigga tipped this cowboy hat to me. I looked at the Uber driver like, am I safe? Should I be concerned?
Let those equestrians be safe. I mean, let them be great and shit. Like,
oh my God.
Let me do what I gotta do.
So we got a lot to talk about this week. The first thing I want to touch on is that Beyonce is the greatest living performer on the planet. Okay,
say that shit again. One of the greatest
of all time.
Say that shit
at this point, it's okay if you don't like her as a person.
Respect her.
Hold on. If you don't like her music, that's fine too. But if you're like, yo, she can't perform, get the fuck out. Go somewhere.
Go get an eye to the left. Go get an eye transplant because you're fucking blind.
Yo,
did y'all see that performance?
Bits and pieces.
I'm not going to say I saw the whole thing, but when I saw the beginning and she brought out a marching band,
yo,
I said, first of all, as someone who actually watches those Grambling State games where they have the marching band battles at halftime, I know that shit is not easy to coordinate. And then for you to have them as your backing band and still sound like a live, like a studio recording,
Here's the thing. She basically invited the entire stage, the entire world to a HBCU halftime performance. When was the CNN did coverage? Oh, Beyonce thrilled people at Coachella with a New Orleans style band. No, bitch, it wasn't from New Orleans. That's what they do at every motherfucking HBCU in the continental United States of America. That is the standard. All of those motherfuckers, that is, you have the brass, you have the drumline, you have the brass, you have the majorettes, you have the ooh-ah girls. Those are the chicks with all the leotards that was busting all the moves and shit. And then you have the ones that just sit looking pretty and hit you with the hands. Like, that is the fucking standard.
I can't front. If I was one, I want to be that one. Like, if I was a woman, I'd want to be the one with the hands. Like, hit you with the hands. Hit you with the hands. Mayhem.
And I literally just got to stand there and just be like, I'm going to sit here cute, hit my 3 little moves, and sit back down and be cute again. Flip wig. Boom, boom.
No,
I told my friend as I was watching the show, I had this weird fanboy moment when Destiny's Child popped out. I just wanted to scream. I'm like, yo.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was in my soul. I just saw it pop out on stage.
Since we talking about...
oh, no. Yeah, you gotta catch yourself. Get your shit together. What the fuck was that?
I just want to say... I
started walking, I started clapping. I said, no, this is not happening today.
First of all...
Turn this shit off and go into bed. Fuck this.
Yo, I do want to say... Can we leave Michelle alone? I normally bring up Michelle, but I felt bad for her.
Why you feel bad?
Y'all didn't see that meme where she did the booty dance? And you're like, what the hell is that? Y'all didn't see that meme?
I ignore all negativity dealing with
Okay, first of all,
Beyonce.
I know what they making fun of it. You know, it's all jokes and fun.
Michelle doesn't have like the most rhythm out all the 3 of them, but she can fucking sing her ass off. That's why she's a... she was an important piece.
The only person we allowed that to happen was Whitney. Okay, Whitney could sing, but she couldn't dance.
No, but she wasn't. Whitney was also by her damn self.
You
can stand as a solo artist and not dance if you can sing.
If Whitney bust out the Cabbage Patch, we wouldn't have this talk.
Listen,
right?
I love dancing Whitney from her younger days because that's how you know she was in New York with them white supermodels. Oh, I want to dance. She had the hair flip and everything. I was like, she doing the hair choreography. No, Whitney.
Yo,
listen,
legend, icon.
They give you
I love you, Whitney.
When they give you that much fucking curly yaki and like 3B, you got to do something with it. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all think is possible. That shit was probably heavy as fuck.
Oh my god.
Glued down with like Gorilla Glue.
Dropping the
and
bombs.
Staples. You don't know what. Don't let her be great. God damn it. It's hard to fucking dance with hair. Back then.
Because I was waiting. I was about to say, okay.
Because Beyonce definitely let all you bitches know
Beyonce,
that you can't use the Gots to Be glue as your lace front glue because the shit's gonna get yoinked off. I ain't never seen a lace front lay and be able to move that goddamn much in my entire life. My whole soul was like, bitch.
When I tell people about this episode, I'm going to use that line right there. You think you 4C material? You ain't got the glue.
You ain't got the glue.
No, but seriously, Beyonce's Beychella's performance was just dope. Like I really had a fanboy moment. I'm not gonna lie. For the bits and pieces that I did see, like when she came out in that garb, and she was like, oh,
she looked like Nefertiti.
Like if that becomes,
she looked like Nefertiti.
If that becomes a fashion line. Bruh.
Yeah, babe, can we please get a reboot of House of Darius?
Okay,
can I get a reboot?
Can I get nerdy on you? Can I get nerdy on you?
You're going to get nerdy.
Check this out.
Nerdy enough.
You know how...
You want to up the echelon of nerdom?
There you
go. Okay.
Go ahead.
What if Beehive had a Comic-Con for Beyonce, in which they all dressed up as just Beyonce and all her various forms of dresses, looks, and dances?
Isn't that her concerts, though?
Ooh, you're right.
Because let's say if you go to a Beyonce concert, you're going to see a lot of Beyonces in the audience.
But wait, you don't have to pay as much to get in, though.
That's true.
You don't got to pay. You don't have to put your child up for auction and get a ticket.
But you reminded me though when she came out to the original entrance and she had that walk on, and I was thinking like, yo, if Jay comes out, I would be rock hard if there's not like, yo, you about to walk into the bedroom like this, girl? What you doing out there? She looking glistening, you're confident as shit, and you forgave me for screwing around. Oh, now you get pregnant.
Can you keep up? We ain't gonna be losing breath over here.
can't. I really cannot.
All right. Besides the performance, obviously all the performers are on stage with Beyonce. Talks about how it was a great experience for them, how it changed their lives and their perspective. She's also given $100,000 donation to black colleges, which is dope. Which she announced.
In case y'all really didn't believe me when I said it was from HBCU, she was inspired.
Right.
That was she did that to make a point. Like, oh yeah, by the way,
I mean,
this
was
is my
doing it
inspiration.
before.
No. She specifically made sure that was also released in the press,
right?
To make sure that all the white people that don't know what an HBCU is still in 2018.
Her team is so on point. I swear to God.
Can I just say, a couple years ago we were talking about how like expensive Beyonce tickets. It's around the time that she bought the that homeless shelter in Houston, which she renovated and made it so that way. So people, and I'm just
after
wondering,
the flood.
Yeah, I think it was after the flood, and I'm just thinking like, I wonder if a lot of these proceeds are going to like little programs and all these charities that she's helping out. Not necessarily, but in secret.
I don't think it's. I guess it would be a secret.
Technically, actually, they do some stuff in secret because they used to actually. They didn't talk about it, but they used to post bail for BLM activists.
Yeah,
when they started getting arrested, they didn't talk about it, but
they did.
And then it came out because niggas was nosy, was going through the receipts, like, Carter S. Who? Is that? Yes, it was them.
Yeah.
Mind your fucking business.
So like, I'm thinking like a lot of the reason why like a lot of these tickets are so pricey is not because she needs the money, is because secretly that's how she's helping out. Like, and then she's pretty much.
Are you trying to make me feel better about dropping a fucking down payment on a home to buy a damn ticket?
First of all,
I feel like you're selling me a dream right now.
I'm listening to Jay-Z's own advice. You know what's better than spending money at a strip club? Credit. You know what's better than Beyonce and Jay-Z tickets? Credit.
I'm before I die.
Got that advice from Highbridge
knows that before I die, I better attend at least one Beyonce concert.
No, I definitely need to that too, because I think that because this weekend when I realized, so you know how people always try to criticize modern music, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what every generation does, and it made me realize that first of all, Beyonce is like 35 years old. She's not an old woman. She's just been doing this since she was 17. That's why her catalog.
She's very seasoned.
But the most talented performers on earth right now are people from our generation, and that's Bruno Mars,
Beyonce,
and then I don't really care about anybody else. I can't think of anybody.
Rihanna sold a lot of really good ticket sales. I'm not trying to think
about best performance. Okay. I'm not saying Rihanna's a terrible performer.
No. I'm thinking.
Not the same.
Let me think. Who else? Who's like in our age range? I can't.
I mean, back in the day, Kanye with the Glow in the Dark tour.
I'm not even gonna lie, crazy
stage production. But
poor Kanye. Anyway,
we talk about his ass later.
Yeah, I'll say this. She performed yesterday too, part 2, but they didn't air it. I need Coachella to get their shit together now that
they're not gonna.
No, they only air one weekend. It's the same lineup 2 weekends in a row.
You're done, son.
Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway,
why are you complaining? I just sent you the video.
No. I need Coachella to get on it. I need them to be sponsored or hook up with some kind of major TV network and air this shit out.
The whole it's on YouTube.
No, it's not. No, it's
no.
The live stream
was on YouTube.
The live stream. If you missed it, come on, son.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you this much: as someone that has always heard of Coachella, I've never been pressed.
Yeah,
never heard that she was going to be at Coachella. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I saw the performance, and I was like, it was one of those times I kind of wish I was pressed.
Yeah.
But then the whole point of Coachella is you have to be there. That's the whole point of Woodstock, Coachella. What's another big
South by
Southwest? Like that's the entire point. You have to spend the money to get your ass there to experience it. They're not gonna fucking take the time out to put that shit on the major
society
network.
Kind of deal. You be there, experience.
It's not secret.
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
you sound bitter.
There is one thing about Beyonce's performance I'd like to say to everybody. To everybody that watched that performance. To every performer that was really inspired, or any artist that because all artists inspire each other.
Yeah.
I just want to let y'all know right now, if y'all niggas start rocking Greek letters, prepare for the smoke.
Yeah.
Okay? If y'all about
because what she did was very respectful.
No, it wasn't. But she Beyonce, so we're going to let her pass. But if, I don't know, I don't even care who.
No, I know who I would care. Because she's been culture vulturing her way around this past week. Fucking Taylor Swift's whack ass. Did you hear her September cover?
Do you remember?
Did you see the people? Did you see the people playing it for their old school aunties and they faces? I was mad that they had to listen to the shit.
I heard the reason why they enjoyed it is because like most of them are partially deaf, so they couldn't really hear it.
Listen. As someone who's not a fan of Taylor Swift,
I used to be, and now
I'm not gonna get on her for this. Here's why. Because the Earth, Wind & Fire September is a fire. It's a fire record.
It's a fire song that gets played at every black function. Who the fuck told you this is okay to do?
Listen, you don't even need to be black to play that record because white people love
You're
that
right.
song
You're
too.
right.
Yeah,
You're
I'm about to
absolutely
say,
right.
But
the bus stop though.
The issue that I have with Taylor Swift's cover, what I heard is just like, this is a joyous, upbeat record, and you made it sound like someone stole your pickup truck, girl. I don't know why you had to put it on that weird down note, but this wasn't the one for that. and also just a note of fact, you had to know black people were coming for you because they don't like you already.
Right.
Like you had to know
you
this
probably
was
like
coming.
number like 3 or 4 on our shit list.
My whole thing is, why would you make it so easy for whatever?
Because she could play the victim.
You're right. She's done that all the time. You're right.
That's her fucking role. That's
brand.
her MO.
It's her brand. Like, listen, again, I am not a fan of Taylor Swift, but for this one, I don't think it's as egregious as other things that she's done. Like, I remember one time she was the theme song for, like, the New York Knicks for a season. I'm like, you don't even live in New York City. This song, you rent an apartment, and now you get to make the theme song for the Knicks. Oh, my God.
I own a house.
That shit.
My parents own a house. I got ideas.
Blew my mind. I was like, but that's unrelated. Oh, my God. Anyway, yeah, don't rock those Greek letters. That's really part of, like, people said, like, Black Greeks can't be mad if someone starts to borrow that shit because they don't copyright any of it. I'm like, you're absolutely right. We can't, we don't necessarily copyright or own any of that stuff. We can't beat your ass in the club though. That can't happen. Also, like if you want to think Cat's letters is a joke, that they didn't, that this isn't generational or something that means something deeper to them.
Hundreds.
Start rocking that shit.
About 100 years, at least 100 years going.
Least, yeah. So good luck with that shit.
Play with your life if you like.
I'm not advocating violence. I'm just pointing out facts. Anywho,
I want to pledge KBA, Kanye before Amber.
Y'all need to leave that lady alone.
No.
We're not blaming Amber.
We're not blaming Amber. It's just he was on a different mental state then.
After his
he
mama
was talking
passed.
about crack
That's
music.
true.
Can we do that,
That's
Kanye,
true.
before his mama passed away? Because that's what the fuck did it. It wasn't Amber. Amber was just like, oh, you got a black card? I got you. I mean, that's what the fuck happened.
I would go as far as to say KDA, Kanye during Amber, not really after Amber, because that's when things went downhill. Although he did give us my beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
Was that what he was with Amber though?
And Watch the Throne, but slippery slope.
My beautiful dark twisted fantasy came after his drunken interruption of Taylor Swift. Was with Amber that night when he was drunk.
Oh no,
he was with.
He was with her that night. He was drunk with her that night.
Hold on, the meme that goes. The more I watch Beyonce, the more I understand why Kanye did this.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that shit.
I agree too.
I totally agree with that shit.
Beyonce was like, I didn't need to watch it.
I didn't need to
Not
watch
yet.
I didn't need to watch Beyonce.
You bought like 5 years late. Too early. Wait.
I need to watch Beyonce 2018. I knew it at the time. I'm like, but is he wrong though?
Oh.
You can check my Facebook status. I'm like, but is he wrong
though?
Is he? Oh, we got to give a big shout out. Speaking of staying with the culture, to one Kendrick Duckworth Lamar.
Fucking right.
Kill it.
Or is it Kendrick Lamar Duckworth? Sorry, it's the other way around.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. He became... So I want to make a correction because the news media reported him as the first hip-hop artist to win a Pulitzer for music. He's actually the first mainstream pop artist, period, across genres, like point blank,
all time
to win a Pulitzer for music. I didn't even know they gave out Pulitzer for music. I did not.
For jazz.
You didn't know?
For jazz.
They give out for jazz and orchestral
because
music.
they don't consider
of that shit.
There was
Sorry.
They don't consider hip hop to be the upper arts, if I'm not mistaken.
They don't consider it an art at all.
Even though jazz is a black art form.
Let's not go into that.
Anywho.
But go ahead.
But it was my favorite. If you watch the announcement of the woman reading off the awards, watch her face when Kendrick's category comes up because she knows it's coming and she says, the Pulitzer goes to Kendrick Lamar. she pauses like, huh? You ain't see that coming, huh? You're bad.
Some shit I would do. Shit I would do.
I have to say two things because me and Juice was having this conversation offline, and I was just like, I'm surprised he got it for Damn and not
for
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah,
because I'm like, if anybody would make this argument, it would be for this record versus Damn. But I guess it was more accessible to people because people left like that's a dense ass project.
Wasn't Man Down on what is that? The Pimp a Butterfly?
To Pimp a Butterfly?
No, you mean it was like that's Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say that's why that wasn't on there.
Oh, no.
That one song. That's why that wasn't. But that was the one before that. Got it.
Also, what was also lost in the sauce this week is Jay-Z won a Peabody Award.
Yo.
Which is another really prestigious award for just
it is.
public thought and culture creation. Listen, it's really dope that hip-hop is crossing over into the mainstream. You know why? Because I get to shit on people in certain arguments now.
It's like, oh.
Like, that's not real music. I'm sorry. Does your favorite have a Pulitzer?
Right.
Does Bob Dylan have one?
Oh,
No? Any of the Beatles? I didn't think so.
Come at me, bruh. Come at me.
It's so weird because it also reaffirms what I've been saying that, like, yo, rap's in a good space. And everyone talks about mumble rap, but they're not the only rappers. And in fact, if you look at music financially, the most successful MCs financially are the ones that are doing whatever you want to call traditional hip hop. Yeah. Like Kendrick, J. Cole, Logic, those guys are not mumble rappers and they're the most financially successful artists. Yep. Mumble rappers tend to have the most media attention.
They have media attention, but that don't mean they're getting the checks.
Yeah, they don't have the most success.
They're not getting the checks.
It's like a weird thing. What do you guys think about the award? I know I'm saying it hella wrong, but I just like saying Pulitzer. It makes it sound fancier.
Pulitzer.
We're
going to rock with you on this one. Pulitzer. I mean, well, just to kind of blow him up, he's already won 6 MTV awards, 5 Grammys, NAA Image Awards, a Brit, a Juno, another BET award for whatever reason, and a Clio. So, like, a Clio? Whatever. Clio.
He's Clio.
Yeah, Clio.
I'm gonna say
So,
Clio.
we're going to go with Clio. Pulitzer, Clio.
Claro.
What I'm happy for is that as Kendrick Lamar is an artist, he shows many different facets of rap. There's the competitiveness. He has his like moments where he's, I'll say ratchet, but he's like this deep thug gangster, and he's enlightened. You know, To Pimp a Butterfly, you know, it's a great album, but it's a tough read. It's one of those you got to grow into. Kind of like we were talking about this on the car right here. Janelle Monáe's Arc Android. You know, my cousin.
I freaking love that album.
A lot of women do, and I'm so happy to hear that. My cousin Alex, who was here on the show, he even talks about he had to grow into that too, and that's great. That's dope because when you make art, and I'm going to call it art,
it is art
to last a lifetime, and people will still appreciate it. That is like boom, man.
You know
like stop looking down on us.
You know what To Pimp a Butterfly could be? I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. But like, you know what?
Have a vagina.
Man,
wow.
Was that shade?
You can go.
Thank you. I was gonna say,
I'm gonna mute her part.
You gonna mute me? Again, y'all lucky. I can't replace none of this shit on this table.
I've done nothing since we started.
Nah, about 20, whatever. Anyway, I digress. To piggyback on what Mayhem was just saying, when you spend the time to curate your I'm gonna fuck both of y'all up later at a later
because
date.
I got a penis.
Go ahead.
When you spend the time to curate what you like what you love and you have a passion for, that is when it really shows. And like when you're consistent, I think a lot of people, they start off with good intentions in the business, especially as a music and hip hop. It's like, oh, okay. And that's why people that are where their original fan base can say, yo, you're not the same person. A part of it is you're not going to be the same person. You have money, so your shit changes. And the other part of it is what your access is to other arts. Like things from Jay when he first came out compared to now, they're way different. Like his flow is the same, and even that has changed up a little bit, but his access and his range to the world is completely different.
Absolutely.
So I think with Kendrick getting the Pulitzer, I think it's really like shining a light to people like, oh, maybe this isn't just, a one size fits all genre. No, we have so many different subgenres within hip hop. And I'm happy because, like you said, we can be like, oh, yeah, well, so when's the last thing Taylor won?
Why you go back to Taylor?
Because I don't like her. I really, and the funny, I really was a Taylor fan, and then I was like, nah, fuck it. I can't fuck with you. You're doing too much.
I know we at different ends of the table right now, but I'm with you on that one. Shoot your shot.
I try. Bang, bang. I don't like her anymore. She disappointed me. Anyway, do you remember what you were going to say now, Danny, before you was going to cut me off?
Feminist.
It's not relevant anymore.
Oh, all right. Thanks.
Feminist.
What happens to me all the time when I talk with y'all.
That's a lie.
Anywho, Shout out to Kendrick.
Mansplaining.
Oh, actually, also TDE is actually going on tour this year. The entire roster. So it's gonna be Kendrick, Schoolboy Q, J Rock, Absol, Isaiah Rashad, SZA, and there are 2 new artists whose names I cannot remember at the moment. Sorry about that, boys.
That's all right.
But I really want to see that concert because I was someone that was buying. Okay, that's not a humble brag. This is just a true statement. The first Kendrick Lamar album I bought, he sold 5,000 records his first week. And the only reason I bought it is because I heard this single that Cole produced on it. And then I heard him on a XXL freestyle. And I just said, fuck, you ever just have a moment like you look, this is back in the days when people buy CDs, just like, fuck it.
Right.
And I was just like,
Got like
who
$11
is this
a blow.
nigga? And then everybody and their mama, I try to tell, we gotta listen to this.
Yep.
But no one pay attention. Then like the next album, everyone's come back. Yo, you heard this guy named Kendrick Lamar? I'm like,
Y'all late.
it's one of the few times in my life where I had to be like, yo.
That was me with Janelle Monáe.
Fuck, bro?
Like literally with me and like I remember hearing Janelle Monáe when she was on the Idlewild soundtrack because she did the song with she did the song with Big Boy because she was playing like the wife but in the song
She was signed to his label.
yes. So and then when Tightrope came out, everyone was like, oh, I'm like, y'all are fucking late. Like she's been killing it. And then she came out with her own, what is it called? Wonderland?
Yeah.
Wonderland production. I didn't know she was actually signed to Bad Boy.
Yeah,
so
she
like,
signed with Diddy. Because I used to read the hip hop blogs, and that's how I knew about her as a person before the music. Because aesthetically, at the time,
because she produces so much.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't understand. She's been producing for a long time. So I feel like that about Janelle. I'm so excited for her new album.
But keeping with the hip hop conversation, Jermaine Cole dropped this weekend.
Yeah.
KOD stands for 3 different things: Kids on Drugs, and I forgot the 2 other ones. Juice.
I immediately thought about King of Diamonds.
Me too.
I was like, that's what we doing now, Cole?
Until I saw the album cover, I was like, something's not right here.
Kill Our Demons. Kids on Drugs, Kill Our Demons, and oh god, I forgot the 3rd one.
He would have some shit like this.
Yeah. So this,
Thank you, Juice.
I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to listen to this J. Cole record.
I have.
I would encourage you to listen to this J. Cole record. It is a lot better than his last project. And his last project,
Really?
yeah, I didn't like For Your Eyes Only. And not because I thought the musicality was bad. It's just that he was in a space mentally I couldn't relate to. It's like I would compare his album to. Do you remember when Magna Carta Holy Grail came out for Jay-Z?
Yeah.
And people are just like, what the fuck is this? Because it was luxury rap. Like, you ever listen to his songs? You're like,
Koi fish in the floor.
Yeah, I'm like, you're talking about boats on the coast and like, you're like.
I guess I dream big, so I be knowing what the fuck
No,
you talking
it's not even about dream
It's
big
my
because
Pinterest.
rappers talk big
No,
name shit
I
all the
know
time.
that.
But with him, it's like, no, this is actually your life.
What she's
so like,
what she's saying is like for us and rappers and big talk is what Pinterest for her is because her pins right now are crazy. But go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, because she'll be like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, you don't know about that.
But
I got a whole
but you're
pin
right.
board for this.
So like with his last project, I didn't relate to it because he was like, he was about to have his first kid. He had just recently gotten married. He's talking about all the domesticity. I'm like, nigga, I can't relate to a word of this. Like you out here, you made a song about folding clothes, my nigga. Like you isn't a. I couldn't. I'm like, yo, this is a mature ass rap, and I guess I'm just not mature in this moment. I claim that, but this one is kind of like not going back because it's actually going forward for Cole, where he's doing something that I feel like a lot of other rappers have been wanting to do, which is like comment on the current generation, but not in like a negative way, but. There are negative traits about the current generation of artists that, you want to call out without sounding like you're just some old curmudgeon. Okay. And I think that he does that.
Speaking of curmudgeon.
Without, he does that not only effectively, but by sonically changing his style a little bit because the drums on this album.
The Shade just 747.
The drums on this album, boy.
He didn't even.
The Motivate record.
I gave him the big eyes and he didn't even pay attention.
The Window Pane record, the Brackets record. This album is tough, but this album made me realize how much people hate Cole.
Yeah.
Like, that caught me off guard.
People like, the shit's garbage. I'm like, can you spell garbage?
No, people like
just checking.
Yo.
I understand that not every rapper is for everybody, but he's about as polarizing as Wale at this point.
Yeah.
Which caught me off guard because I'm like, with the level of success he has, I'm like, damn, all the top MCs are a little, except for Kendrick. Everyone seems to agree on Kendrick. But Drake is pretty polarizing.
Yeah.
Because I remember having a conversation with...
Yeah.
I said, listen, the other day I said my favorite.
No. Let me tell you.
I said my favorite artist is Drake at the moment, and someone was just like, he's a fucking culture vulture. He started going down his list, and
He's a culture. Who the fuck said that?
People hate Drake. It's fine.
People hate Drake. Even like people loved Drake when he first came out, and hate where he's at right now. He's changed.
Yeah.
He got more fucking money, bitch. What are you talking about?
What if the Jay-Z said? Like, I work this damn hard to stay the same.
Thank you.
But people don't understand what. Well, I'm not.
First of all, honestly, to me, people that say that dumb shit. Oh, he's changed. I'm sorry. Did you want me to just be broke my entire life and have the same broke problems?
It's not even that.
You're bitter. Number one. Number two, Drake to me is one of the most consistent rappers because he, without like really snapping, he has like different modes. He has that little suavemente mode where he be at La Marina. Then he has his
KOD.
He has his KOD moments. Then he has his woman empowerment moments. Then he has his mixtape shit. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah, don't forget.
Right, sorry. Then he has his reggae Toronto big up shit. Like he really he has his modes. I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize this song as being that. Like, I don't understand people that say that shit. And then he has his feature mode where he could go on someone else's track and make it sound better. And that ain't even his main shit. Like, I don't understand. People stupid.
Listen, people hate on Cole because they say that, Cole fans are really ardent about Cole, which is fine. Like, J. Cole fans are passionate.
I'm sorry. What true fans of anybody is going to do a hard switch? Like, nah.
No, I'm saying like
Taylor.
Like abstract, but like I am a J. Cole fan. I remember like
another one for Vonna.
But I think the issue is that he doesn't make club bangers.
He's not that person.
No, that's the criticism. So one of the criticisms about him is they say he's nap rap.
He's nap rap?
Like he makes
I'm sorry
music.
that you can't get a proper dub off of a fucking Cole album. How about you go fucking read a thesaurus, bitch, and get your fucking cookies up? I don't fucking understand these motherfuckers.
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback really quick.
Jesus.
Nigga,
learn to read first. How about that?
You gotta understand, as an artist, nobody's gonna stay the same. You're gonna have to grow sometime, right? J. Cole for me,
Cole's not
when Danny Ocean first introduced me to J. Cole, I was like, all right, I'm feeling him. And then when Danny Ocean joined like the whole J. Cole universe, I was like, I'm gonna stay over here because Kanye's still alive and doing well.
Because Kanye's still alive.
And I go hard for Kanye.
Pulse.
I go hard for Kanye up until My Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's where I stop. That's my line. Okay. However, like J. Cole's importance, what people don't understand is that like Drake, who's consistent, like Kendrick, who's just like, honestly, Kendrick is God.
Beast.
Kendrick is God. He is beast.
He's a beast.
He's called out people numerous times, directly and indirectly.
I think Kendrick has written some of the best songs in popular music in the last couple of years. Like How Much a Dollar Cost. I'm not even religious, and that song hits me in my chest. Like, oh, damn, this record's tough.
So, and then they love putting Kendrick against J. Cole and all this other, which is fine. Which is fine, whatever. Yeah. But my whole thing is, like, I listen to this album, and I'm not looking for, like, a club bang. I'm looking for, like, to hear what he's saying. I want you to understand.
That's because you have depth.
This is true. But, okay, but look at this.
See, that's actually another criticism about Cole, too. People say that when you say you don't like Cole, people say that, he goes over your head. And they're like, why can't I just say he makes bad music? There's actually an article on The Root right now making that very argument that stop saying I don't understand Cole because I'm not deep enough.
The man literally made an album about addiction, about drugs and shit going on from different perspectives.
Yeah.
From different perspectives. And you know what I'm saying? You want to call it bad music?
See,
I'm sorry.
And I think that's what it is. It's like people say, oh, that shit was trash. No.
Did Lil Wayne?
Your opinion is you don't care for it. There's a difference between fact and opinion. I think that's where fucking black people get shit all fucking wishy-washy.
Right.
Because niggas will go off of someone's word.
Yeah.
Off of an opinion and state that shit as fact. No. At the end of the day, what is a fact? Album sales are facts. Reviews by musical critics, facts. And even I find that's opinion, but you're getting paid for your opinion. Like, at the end of the day, if you feel so strongly about something, how about you take the fucking time out of your day and stop being Twitter fingers and go and listen to the shit yourself and then make up your own opinion. But what you're not gonna do is take those same fucking Twitter fingers and start bashing people about the shit that they work their fucking hard ass time and money on. Like, stop. It's ridiculous. It really is.
It's interesting because, like, even growing up for us, rap has glorified drugs, right? Rap has glorified drugs, whether selling it, whether taking it, more so taking it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But nobody ever more than the pushing it.
Right, and how it helps them, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
nobody ever talks about the ramification of drugs, which is a real thing, which is actually what some of the artists and what some of the people listening to the music actually go through.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who actually did something and made great music. I'm going to say it's great music.
Yeah.
Great music, and you're trying to bash him for it. And you haven't listened to it, some of y'all.
That's what blows me.
Right.
I can never give a full-hearted opinion about something unless I've, like, experienced it and listened to it for myself.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm telling you it's good. I'm looking forward.
He's like, nah, this shit's good.
I'm looking forward to seeing how much of an impact long-term this has. Because...
It's listen, I don't know about long-term, but at the moment, he's setting records right now. He has the Spotify record for the most first-day streams of a single past Taylor Swift.
Yes.
I didn't mean to bring Taylor Swift up again in this conversation, but she was the one that held the record before.
Yes.
As this weekend, I think he was the top streaming artist of Spotify. He had 47 million streams as of last night. The next leading artist behind him, I think, was J Balvin or Drake, and they had 16.
Damn.
So, like, it's not just that J. Cole has quote-unquote stans. Like, people are listening to his music.
Yeah.
Shout out to his videography team. Because, okay, I'd like to take a moment right now to shout out 2 artists who stopped making shitty videos. Okay? Artist number 1, Drake.
Yes.
Your videos used to be basura. I'm sorry. You're one of the most, you're like the biggest artist in the world, and your videos sometimes, no. But recently, that Nice for What video,
Yes.
I don't know who Karen Evans is. Keep her, okay? Let her do everything, because that was a dope video. Also, Cole, that Wet Dreams video from the last record.
I like that video.
That was a terrible video. Anyway, I like the one that made the new one, the ATM video. Keep that person. Again, let's keep moving forward. I know y'all see Kendrick out here making these glorious videos, like the All Stars video from the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yes.
Whoa, crazy. I see the pressure, and I appreciate it. Keep moving forward. But shout out to y'all. Listen, if you haven't listened to the Cole record, I strongly encourage you to listen to it. Take a moment, sit back, listen to it, watch, do something else as you do it. But
thanks for reminding me.
It's really good music. I think, for the most part, if you like hip-hop, you'll enjoy it. If you're a casual listener of hip-hop, and you're more of like... I'm trying to think of who like you. If you're the 21 Savage sort of variety of hip hop,
you need to just not fucking listen to this podcast either.
Listen, first of all,
go fucking left, bitch.
Hold on.
That 21 Savage and Offset album drop. That shit was fire though. Don't be out here casting aspersions on that man.
Yo, you know who we're not giving props to? A great mumble rapper, SZA.
Yo, if it wasn't for closed captions, I'd have no idea what she says at any time in any record.
Yeah, right. Janet Jackson
with you anytime.
Janet Jackson made her whole career of a niggas just like she did that.
But she sang.
Janet does that shit like to this day. I have to still look up the lyrics to Janet.
What was that record from the Nutty Professor soundtrack? That's the first time I heard somebody whisper over a whole song. Janet came through like,
yeah, you're right.
I'm like, are you singing?
So Janet's been the mumble rapper from Joe.
Yes. That's why I was like, don't come at SZA.
She's one of the greats.
Janet has made billions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
I think every generation of black music has a whisper singer. Because Janet's the OG. Mm-hmm. Then Janae Aiko came out here.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Yang Yang Twins with a...
that was one song.
I know.
Silly rabbit.
I do want to say one thing though. Was it Lil Pump? Who was the guy that said he don't listen to Tupac because he don't think Tupac was good?
That was Lil Xan.
Lil Xan.
Lil who?
Lil Xan. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Cool.
If you ever hear this, Lil Xan, you need to worship Janet Jackson for your mumble rapping category. I just want to say that. Thank you very much. I'm here to always...
Even though I mentioned in the last episode, I will still never forget that Lil Xan called the cops on himself. I have never seen that in my life. Help me, police officers. There are fans outside. He's like, I'm not a thug rapper. I'm like, and those weren't thugs either. Those were some high school kids. Niggas had Vans on. What the...
Skateboards are dangerous, bro. You know how hard it is to break a skateboard?
all that white boy says, you thought Pac was bad? Sam's like, oh no! Wait! He wanted no smoke.
Danny threw up his hands. So funny, like.
My son recording in the back of a police car trying to be like, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm like, use a hoe.
Oh!
Whole asshole.
Anyway, we're going to move on to some, I don't want to say it's beef. And by the way, So before I start this segment, I want to say something because I need to put a disclaimer.
Here comes the bullshit disclaimer.
You can like more than one artist at the same time and still want to see them battle each other.
Yes.
I am a fan of Big Sean. I am a fan of Kendrick. I bought tickets to both of their shows. I own their albums. But if they ever actually engage me directly, I'm here for it.
Big bro. Call it what it is. Big Sean don't want that smoke.
He did, and then Kendrick responded with, "Be humble, bitch," and then all of a sudden he just stopped talking.
He said, "You right."
He lied. No, come on, son. He lied.
He said, "You right."
Real OGs don't change their verse because you already heard it. You responded with whatever. Anyway,
but I say that because let's be blunt about this. There's some tension between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
No, it's
not.
not.
Yes, there
reason.
is.
Yes,
because the
Nicki.
truth finally came out about that motorsport record. And to DJ Academic's credit, he was hinting at it for a long time that Nicki Minaj was forced to change her verse by 3 people. Atlantic, the A&R rep, Offset, and Cardi B. Because in her original verse, when she mentioned Quavo...
She said,
it wasn't Quavo.
It was Nick. She was like, if Cardi's the QB, I'm Lombardi.
Yeah.
Which that wasn't offensive.
If I was a rapper, you ain't calling me your son. Get out of here. Let's just get this shit straight out into the open. If we ain't that tight and you ain't Lil Wayne, fuck out of here.
You know what? And I think that was, first of all, there's several layers to this onion. One, out of all the things she could have said, that was a passive aggressive way, I guess, to say that. That whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm not that much of a marshmallow to give a shit. Like, okay.
Them intro bars of Nicki's verse also to me seem a little subby.
Yeah.
Watch your man.
Yeah.
You should watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Who you talking to?
I definitely
talk about Pat.
You know what? That honestly,
that one,
that's the line that she started. And I was like, oh, what you trying to say? That was the line that did that. Now, if she left that line about the QB and Lombardi in with that at the beginning still, I would have been like, oh, you subbing, bitch. I would, at that point, you subbing like a motherfucker. But that's why they were like, you doing too much. So they probably were like, this is the line you're going to remove. All right. At the end of the day, you're really that hurt about having a single bar being removed when you know damn well you was subbing. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's a single bar. I think that she's having... I want to compare it to Ja Rule, but it's not the same thing. No. Here's why.
Where would I be without you?
You just said, oh, no.
No, hold on. Here's why.
Hold on. Rewind.
Ja Rule went from having a moment where everybody in the crowd is yelling murder and singing his song.
Facts.
Right.
To people at his own shows yelling G-Unit.
Yeah.
Right? As an artist, especially when you ain't see that shit coming, you're like,
right.
I've been doing the same thing since day one. What the fuck changed, right?
You came as somebody.
And Nicki's having that moment now because it's not like people are at her shows yelling disrespectful shit, but she went from the people's favorite to when she took that L with Remy. People, the way people look at her is a lot differently because I thought that she was going to take an L from her. Let me just say that at the beginning.
Well, that's the thing. When you have real talent to be a battle rapper. Nicki can rap, but she's not a battle rapper. Remy can be a battle rapper.
Enough,
Here's the
I
thing.
didn't think Nicki would go down like that. Because she didn't even swing. It just like she was like, you never heard this scene? You ever watch a fight video and somebody goes, stop.
She needs some milk.
That's what happened in that battle.
Oh my God. Yo.
Like everybody in the background, like, that was supposed to end like this.
I have to
like,
give you 5 for that one.
I thought you were going to maybe lose, but like this?
I saw that coming.
Here's the crazy part.
Remy been in the pen for how many years? She had all that shit pinned up. She had a fucking composition notebook.
I remember Remy from when Remy had beef. When Remy had a battle on Smack DVD. Smack!
With Lady Luck?
Yes. And she killed Lady Luck. Decimated.
Don't come for the Bronx.
So,
Don't come for the Bronx.
She lost. She lost that one.
She lost.
She
Take
lost.
the L.
Nicki lost, and it's weird how she lost. However,
because she told, you know what? Just correlate. Just the pins up. She got mad. Here's the thing. She got mad at Remy. Remy came back at her. Then she put her response in a group song.
No frauds?
Yeah. How funny is it? But then you got mad when fucking Cardi's goons was like, nah, don't put that in there. Oh, how the motherfucking tables have turned.
I just want to
You
say,
see how that worked out?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
I don't feel bad for you, Nicki. You have a fucking seat.
I just want to say, like, her approach was stupid. Like, Cardi B. No, seriously. Seriously. Let's look at it. Nicki, you're not. Nobody. No, okay. Nicki, if you ever hear this, nobody's ever like throwing out the hard work that you did put in to get to where you at. Nobody's. I know you feel that way for some reason, but whatever. But you lost a battle when you are a major figure in rap. Or even hip hop. Let me just say rap, hip hop, R&B. You have to be on your A game. And then if you take an L, you got to bounce back. You didn't bounce back. You came after Cardi. She's on the come up. And then you
Cardi's
want and listen. Let's talk about some real shit.
She's pregnant. You're not gonna win.
That is also true. Pregnant women, immunity.
You can't.
Yeah. So like when it comes to subbing, major subs. I can't think of a major sub where the person like really went after somebody and said their name on the track.
Facts.
Like I think of LL Cool J and Cannabis. Tell Shorty with the big mouth the bank is closed. We all know who he's talking about, right? You know, the only person.
Who was he talking about?
Cannabis.
Okay.
The only person I can really think of is Ludacris. So please stay off the TIP of my dick. You know what I'm saying?
No, Nas and Jay-Z said names on records.
That's different.
Nas track started
we all know the Ether versus.
I will say this.
What was that shit was ridiculous.
I will say this. They have it only because I guess because they've been in the game for so long and they're at the level. I guess they can do that. They kind of get a pass. But you know what I'm saying? But until then, I don't know.
That's the whole point of rap. The whole point of rap is you're using metaphors. You're using all kinds of different jargon. Like, yes, it's to broaden your horizons, and you basically learn 10,000 different ways to say one thing. Great. What I think is the real problem is it's like the first time I really can't recall when was the last time that we've had two females that are like, minus Remy, whole situation that just came out of left field, but like I feel like Nicki was just taking advantage of a situation, and I really felt like she saw Cardi on Jimmy Fallon and was like, oh, I'm about to earth this bitch whole career. She took advantage because that shit happened like a few days after, if not the next day. It's like, so you was really in your feelings that much that you felt it was necessary to try to morally or business-wise tear someone down.
She's
like,
allowed to have feelings. I can't
okay, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. Everyone knows women get criticized for having fucking feelings. In everything in life. Oh, you on your period? Or, oh, you having a bad day. No, nigga, I'm just mad that you acting stupid. I just can't, you just can't be dumb. You just can't be dumb. This is one of her moments. That was dumb. You can have feelings, Nicki, but you don't get paid to be on a fucking show to drop two fucking tears to be in your feelings. If you was in your feelings, nah, yes, you can't.
You
fuck
can't
that.
tell somebody how to feel. It's like the most. How do you tell somebody? It's like me go, yo.
Would you tell that to Jay-Z? You wouldn't tell Jay-Z the man to fuck up?
No.
Bullshit. I would.
Listen, if I was 20, 25, I'd probably tell you to stop crying. But me now, you've heard me say this before, right? I said this to many people. I was like, I can't tell somebody how to feel. At all.
There's a time and a place. I'm more upset about her doing it. It was like it was very calculated. It wasn't like that was calculated. It wasn't like you. I'm not saying that she shouldn't be able to cry.
Yeah.
I'm saying what you did. I just made a real face. I'm just saying that what she did it seemed extremely calculated. Like. Yes. It made everyone question Cardi for like 2.5 seconds, and that was it. And then it was like, it looked at the Migos like, oh, they bullied her into it. No, like they asked you clearly. The check was still fucking cut because you got the money. Stop fucking stop with the bullshit. You know, stop it. You really.
I don't even know if they paid her because they probably. I would assume they did a verse swap. Usually when artists at that level do features as verse swaps.
So she didn't get paid for that? Is that what you're saying? She didn't get a check?
Yeah, it could be possible. Because that way the Migos appear on her album. It's
bullshit. Because if she didn't get paid for it, then she should have said that shit. Or is that a thing in the contract?
But I don't think that's not an issue that she didn't get the upfront money. If you're doing a verse swap, it's because your appearance fee is ginormous and my appearance fee is ginormous, and I don't want to fuck up my budget. So you're gonna do it for free, and I'll do it for free for you.
Right.
That's basically what that is.
Let's talk about something else. Let's
she
talk
didn't get
about
a check.
Possibly Nicki. Is she turning into a victim?
Yes.
No, I think so what this whole Cardi B thing is, this is the first time
Now we play the game.
in Nicki's career since Remy got locked up and Lil' Kim fell off that I said
she has a decent contender.
Yeah, and it's not just that because there's been people try to say is this Nicki's league where they had one hit. Cardi's not a one hit wonder.
Not at all.
She's not an underground artist.
Not anymore.
She's making records that make pop charts, but she's not making pop chart music.
Right? That's a fact.
Right.
Because her shit is definitely
this is
borderline gangster rap.
People want to make it seem like, we're putting two women against each other. I'm like, no,
it's not. We're putting two artists against each other.
This is the same thing.
The Vaginas have nothing to do with it.
This is the same thing that happens in male hip hop too.
Yes, it does.
It's like when Jeezy remember there was a run when Young Jeezy was the top street rapper. No one doubted him. He was the hottest guy in the streets, and then Rick Ross came and take his position, right?
Took his.
Who didn't see Rick Ross and Jeezy have a static a mile away?
Yes.
Because it's like, we're in the same lane. Nigga, they can only be one.
Right.
Facts.
And that's exactly what happened, right?
Right.
So that's what's happening here. And I think what's weirding out for Nicki is because she's been on this kick since the Remy Ma defeat, is that she thinks that people don't value all that she's done in her career, which is true to a certain extent. But my criticism is that she's being blinded by people. She's like, I can't believe people sided with her with the Remy thing, sided with Remy in the diss.
Bitch,
right?
you lost. What the fuck you mean sided? You got fucking massacred.
No, it's the same thing that happened to Jay-Z. Remember when Jay-Z had the vote on Hot 97?
On Super Ugly?
And he lost. You can hear him being like, "Are y'all serious right now?"
Jay-Z, take the L. Ether was fire.
He should have left Takeover.
She's having that same moment
also,
of she's never been in a position before where she saw the culture not only shift away from her, but then go behind somebody with the same energy that they came behind her with. Because when she was talking about how she bigged up female artists, I started to laugh in the back of my mind.
Thank you.
Because I was just like,
did you?
You used to throw subs at Lil' Kim.
Oh, what the fuck you mean throw a sub? She's most
bitch made $1 million off a mixtape.
Yes.
I was like,
are you kidding
That was
me?
a tough bar though.
That was a tough ass bar. That was a tough bar.
Like, come on, you've
Shout
completely. That's the thing. Like, you know what? It goes to that old. I'm done with you.
They're gonna throw subs.
I'm done with you. It goes back
when
to
you
that
guys
old.
have a back and forth. This is what I do.
Goes back to the old saying, don't throw stones in a glass house. No one's infallible. Like, you have to really, I'm not saying you can't be cocky, because half the reason why people like certain artists is because their confidence level. But at the same time, be prepared to take a L. It's life, nigga. Like, just because you got money don't mean you're not going to take a L. I don't know what the fuck they thought this was. Life.
People forget they can be touched.
Clearly.
Shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house and you got a glass jaw. Watch your mouth.
Because I'll break your face. Shout out to 50 Cent.
Shout out.
The thrower of stones.
Jeffrey Atkins. Nah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Speaking of recovering from beef when you lose, 50 Cent dropped a diss record that should have killed Rick Ross's career, but he came back with fire music and 50 didn't.
Right.
So everyone forgot about the diss record. Right? So when...
You know why I forgot about it? Because
when Remy hit Nicki with that, and Nicki came back with just meh music, everyone was like, damn, you really are falling off. But then Remy came back with meh music too, and they're like, damn, you just... All right,
you should have just shut up.
You're doing too much.
You had me, and then you lost me. Like you never had me.
I forgot all about 50 Cent because he just shits on everybody.
You forgot about
no.
Curly Pimpin'?
You won't believe what Tia
told me. I'm so Ricky. Yo, let me tell you something. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I know it cost him so much money, that lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, he did. He lost a lot of M's on that. But we're going to move on from Nicki and Cardi. I look forward to eventually when they stop fucking around and send some real shots at each other. I wonder if Drake won't get involved in this. Because he's like, you wasn't with me when Meek was on my ass. Fuck out of here with this shit. Anyway, hip-hop's glass ceiling. There was a recent article in Rolling Stone magazine that talked about the lack of diversity in the higher ranks of the music industry. So recently, this year, even though we've known this for many years, the hip-hop genre officially became the number one genre in all of music. No genre gets more streams than hip-hop. And basically since the 90s, it's also been outselling every other genre too. So hip-hop is a very black art form. The majority of hip-hop's top artists are also black.
But the motherfuckers making the coins
are not. And people are starting to wonder, like, hey, what's going on here?
How
because
now,
there
brown
used
cow?
to be avenues to foster this sort of executive growth. Like, I give Def Jam credit.
Facts.
Def Jam used to be like, not only was it black music, it was a black ass
owned,
office, right?
black ass office.
But those label days are gone. Most of those labels are gutted now because you don't necessarily need all that staff that you used to have before. So your ability to move up as an executive in the game has become even harder. So do you guys see this as a problem in terms of hip hop not having the representation? Like, because when I first read this article, what I first compared it to was like, this reminds me how the NFL and the NBA are black as shit, but all the executives are not.
Yeah.
I was like, is this a problem?
See, here's the
the
thing,
representatives
though.
are not people from the culture that they're making money off of?
So that's an interesting comparison, but I guess it's a problem in both arenas, but the major sports corporations have never been black owned.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those, that's like good old boy clubs that you have to like really work yourself into. And I do give props to the athletes in our generation that are making buco money on the side, investing in themselves, in their communities, in children, and are trying to, wiggle worm their way into the ownership. Because there's a lot of
fuck with Michael Jordan. Shout out to him for being the first black owner.
wop wop.
Yeah.
But like,
a spade with a
seriously,
spade.
like there's like, I see that transition now. When it came to music, it's almost always been run by Jewish, Italian. Most of the stuff is mob run. It's mob run because it's like, when I think back to what movie was it? Ray, about Ray Charles? Think about the executives he had to talk to then, and that was like in the 1940s, 50s. So this has been a thing since day one. It's, there's a demand. People that see the demand take advantage of the demand, buy a lot of stock, buy a lot of the materials necessary to make this music happen, and then they subsequently follow the trend. Yeah. So these are basically executive roles that are being grandfathered in. Like, there's legacies of these positions. So it doesn't surprise me. It does not discourage, but it's upsetting because, again, you're making money off of an art form that you may not respect, that you may not give a shit about. You're making decisions and justifying cuts or raises in budgets based off your bottom line and not based off the culture. So in that regard, it's kind of upsetting. It doesn't surprise me, but I would love a fucking change in it. Maybe the face of rap and hip hop will change with it too.
I think a change is coming, honestly. The reason why I say that is because I look back and I think about all the time, especially when the South was blowing up, and how many people kept starting their own labels.
And I think a lot of think about it. So it used to be,
she cut me off.
Yeah, I did. Hold that.
Start
your own. It went from starting your own label. Now people are going independent,
right?
Because they noticed the trend.
She beat me to my own
I
was gonna sound smart.
I know what you was gonna say.
No,
that's why I
cool.
took it from you. You're welcome.
I
want to call you something right now.
I would like the higher ranks of hip hop to be more diverse, because hip hop, by definition, is a diverse art form. It was founded by blacks and Latinos in the Bronx.
Facts.
And now basically it's global culture. My concern is if the top ranks of hip hop continue to be people that may necessarily not take it serious. I don't want to imply that everyone that's in a hip hop executive position doesn't take the art form seriously, because that's not true.
What was the movie?
My concern is that one day hip hop could become jazz. Jazz was the very black art form, but now that's not the case. And that's because jazz became so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Whitewashed?
Gentrified?
Yeah.
That it stopped. Not only did it stop being a black art form, it stopped being black music. Like contemporary jazz sounds like the jazz of decades ago, but no one that looks like us plays it.
Which means it's basically that's not even contemporary jazz. It's just you're recycling.
I know, but that's my concern.
Right.
So that's why. So like, I don't think that. I know people like to criticize the mumble rapper guys, right? But my concern is that if you have people that don't necessarily take the art form seriously or care about it beyond just like,
let me push back on
the bottom line. Can we have a situation in which you have not necessarily a rap will change so dramatically won't recognize it. Instead of Eminem being like the greatest white rapper of all time, it goes a situation where Kendrick Lamar is the only black rapper at Coachella.
Why would you scare me like that?
So
That's my thought.
I don't need a
I think that's a
Twilight Zone
legitimate.
situation.
That's
I don't care if hip hop gets more diverse. Let me state that right now. Like, that's not what I'm not
But
fearing that more people from different genres. Like, I listen to Rich Brian. He's an Asian rapper. I listen to Nav and all this stuff. I'm not opposed to diversity.
Little Dickie's funny.
My concern is that the same way Blue Eyed Soul is now what contemporary soul, like the Duffys, the Robin Thicke's, the Amy Winehouses of the world, where they become to define the genre. I'm like, is that what we're heading towards if this doesn't change in the future?
I don't think so. Here's why.
Okay.
Only because for as long as hip hop has been around since I've been born, let's just say, right? It's only grown and it's only shown different genres, and as far as people, just like different styles. House music has come and gone. EDM has come and gone. I know it's still popular.
Music is.
I know it's still here, but it's not as popular. Like, we don't have the garage in Manhattan anymore.
I'm saying
It's not as popular.
It's not what it was.
All right? EDM, techno, they're not as popular anymore. We can go further down.
Right.
Baltimore club music, Jersey club music.
Shit.
I'm now listening to trap remixes of popular songs. Like, I can go on.
Right.
These things keep pushing forward, but they're not as popular as hip-hop. Now, don't get me wrong. That is what you said, Ocean, is a valid claim. I just don't see it right now. And not because I'm trying to be like, oh, hip-hop forever. No, I just don't see it, because after this mumble rap phase is over, we're going to go into something else. And like I told you, mumble rap, it's not like they're not good mumble rappers. It just don't need to be better than what they're doing right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're serving a purpose right now.
Right. And hip hop is so influential. It's influencing other music, and it's like other music is still fizzling out.
Yeah.
But we're still staying strong, which is weird. That's the way I see it personally. And I listen to all those music. I just listen.
Yeah.
I listen to all that stuff. I'm just like, like it dies. It's not the same.
No, I get you. Like, that's just always my concern in the back of my mind, because this has happened before.
Shit,
Rock
R&B
is
fell
also,
off.
Rock is also a black art form, but when you think of rock musicians, you don't think of black people. So jazz, R&B for 2 seconds they try to make it again, Blue Eyed Soul, but there's only so many spots at Essence Fest, and you're not coming.
You ain't invited to that cookie.
But that's an interesting article, though. I hope there's more diversity in the higher ranks, not just on some let's keep shit super blackety black, just for more diversity of experience. Because some of my favorite hip hop right now is coming out of the UK. And people, and there are...
Take your happy ass over there.
Ooh.
I would,
Can I
but
be
it's mad
depressing?
expensive. Anyway.
Can I be depressing for 1 second? I think what you're talking about will actually happen if we no longer have to struggle anymore. If we're just like if black people finally get the reparations that we want, and we're actually I know that seems like a far goal.
Yeah, I was about to say, I got some bad news for you.
Right.
That's never happened.
But I'm just saying, but think about it. If in the event, like, what makes hip-hop hip-hop? We talk about struggle, we talk about things we've seen, all that good stuff. If we don't have that, then I can see it being gentrified.
I mean, I don't... Well, at the end of the day, not all of us are going to be uplifted at the same damn time. There's still, like, classism. Like, there's whole-ass people that live a whole 10 grand underneath what my broke ass makes. I don't understand.
The genre is defined by struggle.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
If
defined
the
by
majority
struggle.
of the people are no longer struggling.
The genre is no longer... then we fizzle.
I don't know. Because
I mean,
even with rock music...
But I hate that,
like,
though, because it's like a commodification of black pain, and that weirds me out.
And it's like, let me
It's
listen
like,
to this
why
black
does that-
person have all these fucking problems. God, I'm
Yeah,
lucky.
Like, why does it have to
What?
be authentic the more fucked up your life is?
That's like blues.
Yeah, that's what I hear about. Sometimes when people talk about blues, listen, he used to do heroin or something. Like, yo, you're getting really excited talking about this guy being high out of his mind. Like,
woman
broke as
done
shit,
died.
in a
Like,
one-room shack making his dope record. Like,
yeah, no,
like,
thank
that
you.
doesn't make the music great. The music should be great without that horrible backstory.
Yeah, it's fucking depressing.
Sometimes you got to cross that road, man.
certain blues records, you just need to be drinking some fucking E&J in someone's juke joint. That's what that's
Yo,
all I see. I'm like, I can't get into
E&J,
blues too much.
Cut the check. Thank you.
All right, we're going to transition out of this week's culture talk, and we're going to go to the Black Nerd Update.
Blurred alert, blurred
One day
alert,
I'm going to
blurred
actually
alert.
get some transition music, and it's going to be like... and I'm going to transition to some trap drums, like... Anyway.
You have such high aspirations.
I do. Anyway.
He helps makes the show. Let's be real.
Now, this is a part of the show where Vonna and Mayhem team up, because I do not feel the same way about the show that they do. We're going to talk about Lost in Space on Netflix.
Vonna.
If you have
Kill
not
it.
seen that
Kill it,
show,
and I got you.
I mean,
Me and Danny came at each other lightly, and when I say lightly, because I call him a curmudgeon every other day. He said, "Yeah, I liked it, but I wouldn't recommend it to nobody else." I said, "Well, damn." That was a real.
That's
like
not a sub. That's
That's a
that
sub.
was
Let
a
me tell you why that's a
sub.
sub.
How is that a sub?
Let me tell you that's a sub.
Because
Because you're like, yo, this goes
you-
against my rep, all right? It's not good
you.
enough for my rep. Come on, son. You out here throwing...
Hold on.
I know you, son.
I can name other shows like that.
I'm not
Burn
like,
Notice. Exactly, the USA Network.
I didn't like Burn
Monk.
Notice.
No.
Suits.
No.
First of
These
all,
are
Suits,
a
I will
bunch
give
of
you
shows.
Suits.
I'm like,
Time out.
I watch.
Time
I
out.
enjoy, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, y'all need to
mind
watch
you,
this.
you're talking
Nah,
about
bro.
shows that have been canceled how many years ago?
But my point is, they still stand in that category. Anywhu,
What category are you? What?
shows that I'd watch, but I don't need to recommend. Anyway, carry on. Let's get back to this Lost in Space.
You set
Let's
yourself
talk
up for
about
that
this.
one, Vonna. You did. You did.
I watched all the
He lost.
episodes.
He totally lost me for like
I
that
watched
7
all the
seconds.
episodes.
He served you like volleyball.
So let's talk about this show. So this is a remake of an old terrible TV show.
True.
I don't know if you've ever seen clips of the original Lost in Space. Garbage. Oh my god.
You expect
Yo,
a lot from like what was it, 1960s or 70s?
Just because you're in the 50s doesn't mean you don't have to try. Okay?
What do you mean try?
Them silent movies had special effects and real budgets. Them niggas on TV had cardboard cut. This is black and white.
Danger,
I'm not
Vonna.
invisible.
Danger.
Like, like just because it's black and white don't mean they can't
Danger,
tell that's
Vonna.
cardboard.
Danger.
Had a nigga with the string on the arms, like danger. Okay, terrible.
Okay, let's move
They made it
forward.
into a movie with Matt LeBlanc, which wasn't that bad actually.
I'm glad you remember him, and he wasn't even the
I
main
don't remember
character.
anybody else in that movie.
That's hilarious.
I don't
Joey will forever live in
I'm
infamy.
really mad
Yeah.
that you remember him and then no one else. That's mad.
Wasn't
funny.
the guy from Jurassic Park in that movie too? Old white dude. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'll
We're back to
confirm.
the TV show. Now the TV show comes, and I have to say, I binged it, right? So it's not like I hated the show, just for the record.
Yeah, right.
Right?
But you felt invested, so you wanted to finish it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let y'all start because y'all more excited about this. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so what I love about Lost in Space... Oh, no, I did say you were going to
No, no.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay. I wanted to watch it because Chris's mom used to love the original show, and I had seen I knew about the show, always heard about the show, and I'm like, okay, so they're gonna redo it. I know for a fucking Snapple fact it's gonna have bomb ass visuals. That's like I went in knowing my mind is gonna be like, ooh, this is awesome. So what I didn't expect for it to be a prequel kind of thing, like. And the only reason why I didn't realize that is because I never watched the original, and I don't know if they ever went into how they got lost. Right. Which for the first few episodes, I was like, "Is this a prequel?" Got it. Now I'm on it. So, but it was visually awesome. The characters were very intriguing to me, like. The one chick, the one that was playing a doctor, spoiler alert, Parker Posey, this bitch is fucking crazy. Yes. And she played crazy so well that she had other motherfuckers thinking they were crazy. I thought that was hilarious. The little boy pissed me off so many times.
Oh my God. Yes.
But I know why his character was important.
He reminds me of that guy from Walking Dead, that annoying ass kid.
He's the representation of true innocence. I understand that. But he pissed me off a lot. The mom too pissed me off a lot. It's like, bitch, you can't run everything. Like, all right,
there's a reason why.
Perfect Patty.
Yeah.
The dad, I like the dad. I fell for the dad. And then the two sisters, Penny had me cracking up the whole time because she was just like, I'm just trying to have fucking fun, write some shit so I can have a bomb ass memoir, but when I die. And then the other sister, the black girl, what was her name? I can't believe I forget her name. But she was badass. She was badass. Like,
Who, Judy?
Thank you, Judy.
Medical school at 17. God damn, slow down, you're killing them.
Right. Too nice for what, for real? But I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it for several reasons. Okay, Mike, here you go. Tag you in.
All right. So what I love about this is, and I gotta say, love. What I love about is because of how it can grow further. If they really get a really great writer for season 2, it can really be bomb. So, like Vonna, I didn't watch
the original
in its entirety. I remember certain episodes.
TV show?
Yes.
Why would you watch
Because the internet is a thing, bro. Listen to the kids. Yo, you know how much stuff I watch? Anyway, back alley websites we don't know of.
Oh, my God.
So I came in this, and I didn't know anything. And,
okay.
First of all, the shade was real.
Fact.
The shade is real throughout the whole thing between mom and dad, and you find out the situation.
Judy was throwing shade the whole time.
Judy and Penny for a little bit, but they kind of go. I love the fact that they introduced a black character as an adoptive girl because she wasn't
adopted.
They said she was adopted.
No. The mom, whatever the mom's name is, she had her in a previous relationship before she met.
They said that? I missed that.
It was a one line. It was like, what did he say? I think she explained it. She was like,
she was talking about her dad.
Yeah, she was. They were like, how, like, who's your dad? And she was like, so and so. And she was like, he was in my life after I was born. They explained that shit with one line. It was real.
I must have answered my phone or something. Yeah, I thought it was adopted. Okay, but I love.
She birthed her. She's blood.
But I love the fact
kid.
that they introduced it and like there was no like static. Like there was a loving family.
They didn't have to be a whole explanation.
Right. I love that. Dr. Smith, like you said, is crazy, and like how she kind of plays with everybody. She becomes kind of like the focus at times.
Puppeteer.
Yes, she's a puppet master for sure. The robot is also what I love about what they did on the robot is he's a focus, but he's not the main focus.
He's I forget, but yeah, like he had barely said any fucking lines.
Yep,
and was a very intriguing character.
Judy, crazy. Penny, Will, the family, and it's just like the family's awesome together, but they just going through so much, and it's a little bit relatable as far as family issues goes.
Yes, it is
definitely. And I just love the fact that the story was actually pretty well written. There's a death in this series, but the way they kind of gloss off it a little bit.
Deaths.
You know what I'm saying? About. But like the way they kind of go over it is like it's not dark, but at the same time it's not too light. There are times where it gets kind of like Hollywood and like Will has his moments like, it's love and family and shit like that. But at the same time, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, this was pretty dope. This is a pretty dope series compared to what it came from. And even though I didn't watch it, I'm not interested. This is it. This is the great remake right here.
Yeah. I think it was a good way for them to reintroduce the idea of Lost in Space to a completely different generation.
Which would be hard because, believe it or not, Lost in Space actually has like a little bit of a cult. They have a cult. They have like a little gathering of stands, And it's just like, well, how do you... It's like trying to redo the Karate Kid. And they did that, if you ask me, my personal opinion.
The last one they did with Jaden Smith.
With Jaden Smith, yeah.
That's a pretty dope movie, actually.
It took them a long time to make that one.
Oh, they're also coming out with the Netflix series with the guy...
Cobra Kai.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
You didn't know about that?
It's on Netflix. They keep bringing it up.
My black ass knew something before y'all too about some shit that I don't even want to see.
No, I knew. I couldn't remember.
In regards to the series Lost in Space, I was Dr. Smith. The whole time I was watching this series, I'm like, this is Will's mom, some Stranger Things in space. No. And I was just like,
nah.
Because her level of stress in this entire show just reminded me of that.
You're wilding because Dr. Smith
it came to me as Will's mom in Stranger Things.
No, but he just faced a lot of shade. He just faced a lot of backlash from Judy, from Penny a little bit, from Mom for sure. The only person that was really on his side was Will, and even Will was like, I got the robot, bro. I got Hasbro over here. I got Transformers.
The reason I didn't recommend this show is because...
He's a Transformer.
No. It's... Again, I watched this series in one weekend, so I binged through it, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't feel that the plot line... so I'm a fan of sci-fi, and I'm a fan of anime, sort of stuff like that. And for a show to really get me, it has to do something different, and I don't think this show did anything different. That's why. So it's not that I think it's a bad show. It's not that it's like, if you've never seen the show before and you're about to watch it, I'll be like, no, don't watch that show. But if you're like, yo, give me a bunch of shows to run out on Netflix, this wouldn't come into mind. This wouldn't. I'm sorry.
I feel like this is a good remake, or pilot, if you will, series because it's like
a pilot series.
Yeah, because it's like we're reintroducing you to it and how good it could be. It's like a test.
I want to give Netflix credit though, because the production value was high as shit. Which I appreciate because there's a lot of modern sci-fi that you just like.
Your CGI cookies are horrible.
Jesus Christ! Like refresh.
Bandwidth was horrible.
Oh my God! So I'll give them that. Once you start watching, you're going to most likely finish this series. I can't see anybody exiting out of this show. So just letting you know that right now, if you go to watch this series, be prepared.
There's no coming back.
Grab a sandwich.
And make sure you go to the bathroom.
what I also liked is that what I will give it credit for is that even though the family of Lost in Space are basically the antagonists of the show, or protagonists, what's the word? Protagonists. Are the protagonists of the show, they're not all good. It's like they're deeply flawed in ways that you could understand, but relatable. Also make it clear that when it comes time to life and death time,
we know how to band together.
Mofos make decisions. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Shout out to Judy.
People make decisions and choices.
Yep.
And live with them, because it's like, hey, we out here.
I think
we lost the space, my nigga. Like, we gotta make choices out here.
I think
so. I'm just leave it at that.
I think that's what really did it for me. Was like I felt like I was stressed out watching this, because I was like, yo, what the fuck would I?
It was
do?
Will, wasn't it? It was Will.
I'm done.
Will in the cave.
I can't. Every episode, I was grabbing the hair from my scalp, like, yo, babe, would you go get me? I'm like, I literally was putting myself like, what would I do as a mother that knows damn well my kid cannot handle stress? Would I have fucking paid someone to fudge his test scores? Fucking A, because we all fucking going space, bitch. We got shit to fucking do on this planet.
I'm about to put a spoiler alert.
I already said that already, so it's all right. Spoilers. But like there was just so many things
men miss.
I did. I still my first anyway. There was a lot of scenarios throughout the entire series that I was just like, what the fuck would I do? I think that's what I like, is I like to have to question my integrity and my own balls to be like, yo, would I just flat leave someone? And I think that's why you didn't like it, because you're a flat leaver. And at the end of the day, he didn't deny it, guys.
Like, yeah.
He's like, first of all, who the fuck going to space?
Listen.
Second of all, I see a fucking weird ass robot killing nuggies. What the fuck I'm about to do?
Let me tell you this right now, okay? If we in an end of the world scenario, all joking aside, I'm holding y'all down, because the end of the world scenario, we need to stick together. Not in like some sarcastic shit or some like real practical to stay alive shit. But you know that moment in movies where niggas get shot and they bleeding out and they like go on without me? Listen, you don't have to tell me that, my nigga. Like, you're gonna be like, yo, go. Hey! I figured, listen. Like, yo, come on, son. We in the middle of nowhere.
Danny
ain't got no med kit.
Danny is the chairman of the self-preservation club, guys.
No, I'm that homie that took the shoes off that girl. I was like, you want to take shoes off dead body? Nigga, it's rocky out here. We need shoes. What the fuck you talking about?
No, that was practical. That was no. That was practical. But I'm saying, if I get injured, the last person I want to be next to, fuck out of here. I don't believe you. You need more people.
Listen.
I don't believe you.
Listen, if it's an injury you can recover from, I am.
Lulu, see, that's if.
Mayhem.
How the fuck you know? You don't go to med school.
Mayhem is the guy that leaves them both while they argue.
Thank you.
I'll come back
the
for you
last
when you calm
person
down.
I want to be next to if shit get fucking crazy is not Mayhem. Danny. Like Danny just gonna be like,
I got you, son. I'm holding you down. But like, if you bleeding out profusely and I don't know how to do a tourniquet and there's no hospital and the cell service is wild, what you want me to do? We're just gonna sit here and be awkward together? Like,
anyway, we're gonna move forward.
Coming up, Marvel's Infinity War comes out next week, and I have to say, sorry, no, that's what next week's Sunday.
This Friday.
Friday.
Do you count the week starting on Sunday? We should, right? Because when the calendar does, you're right.
Because that's when all the white people do.
You're right. So this week, listen. I don't have any expectations for this movie because it's just too many characters.
It's a clusterfuck right now.
Like, I don't know how you write a cohesive plot with that many. Like, I think there's 32 people in this movie.
God damn.
Like, 30, yeah. Like, so I'm like,
it's gonna be more than one part too.
Like, people make jokes about like.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's gonna be more than one part.
People make jokes about like Game of Thrones having too many characters. Nigga, it's not. There's levels to this shit.
How many years have you been working up to this?
At least
though?
Game of Thrones is in the same space. Like, this is like thematically a bunch of different characters who have their own. It's over
a span of like 10 years.
Yeah. So here's what I'm saying about this movie that I'm coming forward to. People need to die. Okay. I'm sorry. People need to die.
Who's gonna die?
I have my guesses too. I think we all have some. People need to die because
there's too many people getting checks.
There's too much build up. No, you're right. They're rebooting the universe. So they're
rebooting the whole... Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what the whole Infinity got. We'll go into that. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
The Stones are an excuse to wipe people out and start the shit over. Anyway.
One of the excuses.
Yeah. I hope whoever put this together just makes a good movie. I just don't want a Batman and Superman.
I
go to the theaters,
Marvel's
I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
I don't think we'll have that situation
through a brick
with
wall.
Marvel.
So
I said I don't think we'll have that situation with Marvel because it's fucking Marvel.
Look,
May 3rd, 2019, part 2. Supposedly.
Put it away. Y'all just don't know how to just not Google shit, huh?
No.
Just Googling asses. This motherfucker over here. Oh, these are my guesses to like watching the YouTube video. I'm like, I don't want to see this shit. I want to watch the movie.
Well, I have guesses based on it. Well, I
have my guesses now because he was watching shit. I was like, stop it.
I watched a show called Screen Junkies where they like deep dive and like pause stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I know. Thank you.
But I want you to understand. People wanted to know. I could not avoid this. I don't know how you avoided this, but because of the way I Google and the way that Google recommends stuff, they found this out probably within maybe a month and a half to 2 months ago, and was all over that it was 2 parts because we were all speculating.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that update.
That's dope. I'm really happy for you.
I'm too busy looking up how to make a lace front.
So like,
that's why I'm not even. I
respect
and how to do my fucking gel nail sets.
Listen,
are we all seeing it opening weekend?
Nah, I won't be here, but I'll try. I got a vacation. Anyway,
excuse us. Thanks for the fucking update.
Yeah, I'm taking y'all FaceTime. Anyway, curmudgeon mayhem.
Ain't shit.
I'm happy for this. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm still off my high for Black Panther. Whoop, whoop. And it's just for me, like now.
We gotta talk about this. Listen, Marvel, I need to talk to y'all about something right now.
Talk to him, Danny.
I was watching the trailer. I saw that there's going to be a battle taking place in Wakanda. Let me let y'all niggas know something right now. Okay. If y'all destroy Wakanda like 2 seconds after this nigga said, "Welcome to the outside world," y'all ain't shit, okay? T'Challa had to get thrown off a cliff, all right? Saw some niggas dying in Oakland, felt bad about it, and said, "I'm gonna help y'all out." And then you'll come blow up his whole shit? God damn. Like, somebody about to challenge him again. Like, yo, how many times will be at this goddamn waterfall? I'm trying to move on from this shit.
The strength of the Black Panther will now be stripped. No, they can't do that because there's no more heart-shaped herb.
That shit is gone.
So you just answered your own question. It ain't gonna happen.
Listen, the nigga from the mountains like, I don't need none of that shit. Square up, son.
M'Baku. Hopefully Shuri made a copy.
Oh my god.
I just want to say really quickly, Black Panther update, our billionth update of Black Panther.
$1 billion.
It's currently at $1.3 billion.
Sorry, $1.3 billion.
Is that domestically or international? Or like
altogether?
Okay.
Domestically, I think it's 633 million, 0.7 something. It's close to Avatar. They're comparing it. They're like, it falls short of Avatar. I'm like, bitch, don't you dare talk about my king like that. You know,
right.
Avatar was at 2.718 billion. Jesus Ferngully pretty much told again. The DVD, that was shade. DVD comes out May 15th. Everybody order it for sure.
Yeah.
May 15th. You can order it right now for Amazon if you can. Order me some. I got you.
Wakanda Forever. Day,
Yo,
part 2.
I'm just really dope. I'm really excited.
And also, it premiered in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This week, it was the first co-ed screening of a movie in 30 years.
30 years.
30.
And people seem to love it, which I want you to understand how weird that is. Okay, let me just go into some backstory.
Here you go.
Before the Europeans came to Africa to turn us into slaves, there was the Arab slave trade.
Yep.
In fact, in many parts of the Arab world, again, this isn't everybody, but in many corners of the Arab world, the word for black person is actually the Arabic for slave.
Yep.
So for the first movie to see is a powerful black African kingdom,
and they liked
and then they loved it. That's fascinating to my black ass. That's just they're like, this is good. I like this.
Because it was a fantasy movie. That's why. Right. That's why this shit ain't gonna never happen.
Probably went home to their black servant. You should really go see this Black Panther movie. Like, not right now though, but like,
bust out these dishes real quick and then go see it.
Speaking of movies, I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to definitely see Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one, all female one, right?
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Wait. Yes.
Because it has Rihanna.
No, not even. That's
What?
Aquafina's in that shit.
Oh,
Okay,
shout
I
out
fucking
to
love
yeah.
Aquafina.
I like Aquafina.
And-
I'm a fan of Mindy Kaling.
And
Rihanna.
Sandra Bullock and Kate Blanchett. There's mad people in that shit
I
I'm
am
hype
that
about.
passionate
I'm not
about
gonna-
Kate Blanchett.
Fuck out of here. Kate Blanchett is my real pale sister OG because she can play a
Pale's cake.
vicious bitch
Yeah.
like no other.
What? Kate
She
Blanchett?
was just in Ragnarok.
I didn't see it.
She
You didn't see Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok.
I skipped Thor movies
You're
after the second one.
Let me
I
tell
know
you,
Ragnarok.
do not
got good
come at my
reviews.
baby Hemsworth like that, okay?
The movies are dry. You know the movies are
no,
dry.
it's not.
Hold
You know
on.
the movies are
Hold
dry.
on.
Don't
shit.
deny
Hold
his
on.
golden locks,
Let him
nigga.
reminisce.
Don't be such a hater. Get you some
shit.
Tristan, man. Get your
Let
cookies up.
let a meminist step in, okay?
Here we go.
Listen, you don't see his shirt come off in this one, so it's good.
Thank you.
It's good. No, it's a pretty good story.
I have to watch Thor Ragnarok, but then first
And
two
Tessa
movies
Thompson was in it, so you missed out.
Somebody can't, so none of y'all gonna agree with that first two movies were dry as shit.
I always said that.
Those first two movies were ash.
I
Even he
liked-
said it.
I like.
He said it.
That's
When he
fine.
was talking about the third one, he's like, we need to switch it up.
Remember
Nobody
the
cares about
whole
series.
the whole discussion we just had about opinions and facts?
But he said it. He was
That's
in the
fine.
movie.
I liked it. I didn't say you should like it. I said you should have watched it. It was important. You're about to watch Infinity Wars
Okay.
and have a whole chunk missing
Can I
from your
just
fucking
say-
I
repertoire.
also didn't watch Doctor Strange either. I think I'll
You're
be good.
bugging.
You should watch Doctor
Doctor Strange was really good.
It was
I
actually
couldn't. I saw
pretty
that
good.
trailer. It's like Inception.
No,
and
no, no.
magic. I'm out.
No, I thought so.
Can't do this.
Will the top stop spinning? Anyway,
Oh my god.
Tessa Thompson is slowly growing on me.
Really slowly.
I don't. Anyway, slowly growing on me.
That's Chanel Monet Boo.
And
I can't. No, I can't.
But
Talk
you
about
feel-
it.
oh,
Unless I
that's
have
why-
both.
wait, time
Unless I
out.
have.
They like the
I'm
flyest,
out
Anyway,
on the plane.
Anyway.
That's
I just
wait.
wanna
No,
say-
I need to know because that's why you feel the way because
no.
she took Janelle.
No, it's
You a
cool.
hater? Ah, you mad, bitch? You mad?
I'm a little salty.
Mad,
You're
bitch.
hurtful. You are
abusive.
hurtful.
Mad.
You are hurtful.
I'm about to tweet Janelle. You got mayhem in
ahead.
his fucking feelings.
I hope she wipes me back one day.
This is like when one of my favorite black Twitter folks tweeted out a picture of Georgia Smith, and she had a picture of her and her boo hugged up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I feel personally attacked by this photo."
Y'all are funny.
Anyway,
I love Tessa Thompson.
Hella was dope in that movie, Thor Ragnarok. Ocean's 8 looks really dope.
Yes,
I'm not
it
gonna lie
does.
because I'm interested in what they were doing because George Clooney wanted to tap out pretty much, and he's like, "That's it. I went in a high note," and it was pretty
That's
good.
fine, but because I liked all three of those fucking movies.
It was really good. I'm not
My
gonna
name
lie.
is Danny Ocean, so I think my opinion of the movies is clear.
Anyway,
Swerve.
anyway,
Swerve.
still ain't watched Thor Ragnarok, huh?
Right. It's a whole piece. Two.
Kings come out tomorrow. No, I'm lying. Friday actually comes out Friday.
What movie?
Kings with Daniel Craig and Halle Berry about how foster families in LA around the time of Rodney King riots and everything going on. No, You got
What are you talking about?
Kings. Oh no. Oh okay. So I'm the only one. Okay, so not for nothing, it's gotten pretty
I
bad
didn't know Halle
reviews.
Berry still made movies. Holy shit.
She made that movie about her child getting kidnapped, abducted, whatever.
The last thing I saw Halle Berry make was a fly IG post. God damn.
Here we go.
That's a movie technically. It's a still.
That shit was in slow motion in my mind. Cinematic.
Anyway, Kings come out this Friday. Pretty much, I don't know what Daniel Craig. He's my favorite James Bond. I don't know what part he plays, but it's pretty much about a foster family during the time in L.A. where the Rodney King riots happened and how they deal with certain things. Initially, it sounded really good, but it's gotten really bad reviews. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Is it about to be a straight to Netflix sort of movie?
I don't know yet. Might be. I don't know if Netflix will pick it up though.
They've been picking up some interesting choices.
You're right. I'm also happy to see Cloak and Dagger on ABC Family on June 7th.
Yeah.
I did some more research about Cloak and Dagger. They were actually humans that got injected with this serum from one of these villains or whatever. And so technically they're metahumans.
Yeah.
I forget if Marvel has
No,
that. They don't
Marvel
have
doesn't have
metahumans.
They have mutants.
But they're not mutants.
They're-
They don't have an X gene. Although technically in the Marvel universe they said everybody had an X gene. It's just that
yeah.
But I don't know if this counts because
Meta
when they were
is
created.
only DC.
Right. So whatever. They talk about Cloak and Dagger talk about some really dark shit. Like Dagger comes from a really bad place as far as seeing somebody close to him die and he couldn't do anything due to his stutter.
But I thought Cloak was the black
I said
guy.
Dagger,
You
right?
said
I'm
Dagger.
wrong. Cloak. Cloak was the guy. Sorry. Dagger came from a super wealthy, super famous mom that didn't have any time for her daughter, and she ran away. And they kind of go through a lot of stuff. So I'm interested to see how they depict that, and how it kind of relates right now. And then they kind of have like a romance going on, but they have to deal with themselves and deal with their new powers. I think it's going to be dope, honestly.
I feel away because I feel like people are gonna be mad negative because it's a black guy and a white girl. I'm preparing myself for the bullshit.
I'm hoping
Josh
she's
or
mixed.
James Brolin. Shout out to, is it James or Josh Brolin? Does anyone know
Not
who
by
I'm
Josh.
talking about?
Josh Brolin.
No, isn't it?
Josh.
Yeah, it's Josh.
You're welcome.
Shout out to Josh Brolin because he's getting 2 Marvel checks right now. Yes.
Which are?
Because he's going to be Cable in the new Deadpool movie.
Really?
And he's also Thanos in Infinity War.
Wait, no, that's him.
Thanos. Yeah, he's Thanos.
Yeah.
They had to change a lot of stuff.
Why did I think that was
Yo,
someone
he's
different?
getting them double-fisted checks. Like, y'all worried about if y'all going to be in the sequels. I'm going to be there twice. But I have scenes with myself. Speaking of which, even though the Disney deal, the 21st Century Fox deal is not finalized. Why is this a Black Nerd update? 21st Century Fox has some rights to some Marvel properties, including X-Men.
Yo, yeah, we talked about this. Yeah,
So the deal is not finalized because Comcast is making a strong bid to own 21st Century Fox, and they might get it. But either way, because that the impending sale, the people at the studio have let it be known that this is the last X-Men movie that will be strictly under the 21st Century Fox banner. They're not even planning shit moving forward until the sales are final. And they're moving forward with the assumption that it's going to end up in Marvel. So if it does end up in Marvel, one of the people ask the question is, with the success of Black Panther, do we get a Storm solo movie?
I need to have that in my lifetime. Please and
that's
thank
the
you.
question if it goes back into Marvel's hands, because then they'll have control of all the X-Men franchises.
I know who we're not gonna cast as Young Storm again. Just heads up. Not her. I have other people in mind. If you like the recommendations, hit me up.
I would say Zendaya, but she mad light-skinned.
They made her. Do you see the chick that played her in the last one? What was it?
Apocalypse?
Yes.
I don't watch.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I need you to stop commenting on some shit that you didn't see.
No, I just said
I watched it
Zendaya
in parts
play
because I
Storm
kind of
in
fell
it.
asleep.
I like Zendaya as an option. She doesn't look like Storm.
Yeah, no, she's not dark-skinned.
And they really
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's
but
not
she's
even
not.
that. Look at
but she not.
Look at the chickadee that played the last one. She's like a shade off of Zendaya. The only reason why Zendaya I don't think is a good match is because she doesn't look like Holly. The girl that they got to play Young Storm kind of like she could have been Holly's like daughter, kind of sort of.
From Blackish, not the older one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, okay.
A Young Storm. She could do it.
Yes. But I need a prepubescent like teenager one.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, that could be interesting. On a personal note, I hope Disney doesn't get 21st Century Fox, because even though that would combine a good chunk of the Marvel universe that would want to see good movies from, it's terrifying to see how much shit Disney currently controls. Holy crap!
Talk about
they control
monopoly.
Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars.
Also,
Yeah.
Lucasfilms.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Like, nah. Like, they need to fall back a little.
real quick, shout out to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Solo, and of course The Incredibles 2. I'm done.
The Incredibles, I'm going to say this right here. The Incredibles is going to be the best. It's going to be the closest thing to a Fantastic Four movie you'll ever get.
The best
So
Fantastic
y'all going to have
Four.
to live with that shit.
Yep.
And stop trying to reboot that terrible ass franchise.
They need to stop. Fantastic Four wasn't even like a really
with the
good
Incredibles.
comic to begin with. Like, they need to stop.
Live with The Incredibles and let's move off of this shit.
I agree.
Fans are gonna come after you for that. Come on now.
That's cool.
Want me to say it again so they can hear it in the
Yeah,
back?
say it in the
I
back.
said Fantastic Four
Nah, you
wasn't the best out of all the Marvel comics.
Wasn't the
anyway.
best. The way
All
you
right,
said it,
we're
though.
gonna move out of these black
I
nerd
said what I said,
updates.
and I said how I said it.
We're going to move
Kick it,
into
yeah.
That's News to Me. And the first story is a very important story. I did not know that when you order a vanilla latte, it comes with a side of racism. Holy crap. Starbucks out here getting... Okay, first of all, when I first heard this story about the people getting arrested at Starbucks, I shit you not, my first thought was, since the first time I physically entered a Starbucks, I said I'm never going to be in here without buying something. And I couldn't explain why. I wasn't even afraid of getting arrested. I just like...
You don't
want a
reason.
I don't know why. But and I've never ever been in a Starbucks. I don't care what the reason is, without physically purchasing something. People just like, you don't have to buy anything. I'm like,
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
But
when I watched this thing happen, I was just like, I wasn't even thinking about this shit.
Right.
But damn, it's so fucked up that my paranoia like reaffirmed. It's like the moment like when you think like, man, you're just being a paranoid. Oh, you're not. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Oh. And then, so to give you a backstory to Starbucks, here's what happened. 2 gentlemen went to Center City, Philadelphia, which is an area, if you've never been to Philly, it's like a shit ton of universities, very snooty area, high rises, multi-million-dollar apartments and stuff like that. They went to go meet someone for a business meeting. They arrived at the Starbucks at 4:35. The call to 911 was placed at 4:37.
Wait, what?
Yes. They arrived at Starbucks at 4:35. The call to 911 came in at 4:37.
Preach. Tell them.
According to the female witness who video recorded the whole interaction, at no point did the manager come over to them to talk to them or anything.
No.
They were sitting there minding their business. Cops were called. And when the cops came, after the cops came, because at some point someone talked to them, were like, are you guys going to buy anything? He's like, no, we're waiting on somebody. Which is not unheard of. If you've ever met somebody at a coffee shop, unless you're my paranoid ass.
Everyone meets people at fucking Starbucks. It's what you do.
You wait there.
Dummy.
But no, but then it's also like you wait there and then you wait for everyone to come, then you order.
Yeah. You know,
Again,
like regular fucking humans do.
Everyone does that except my paranoid ass, because I'm like, I'm not going to give you a reason.
I don't want no problems.
Yeah. And that's what they said they were doing. Manager goes away. Then the cops come, say you need to leave. They explain the situation again. Cops basically like, you're refusing to leave. They're like, no, we're just waiting on their friend.
I have a meeting.
And then that's when they got arrested for defiant trespassing. And as they get arrested, the guy that they're meeting, a white man, comes into the restaurant. And you can see him on the video literally say to them, are you just arresting him for being 2 black guys? And the cop goes, yeah, sarcastically, but
we know it's true.
That's actually what you were doing. So it's like a weird moment where you have a bunch of white people in the restaurant going, they didn't do anything. They sat here without ordering. Neither have I. I've been here all day. I didn't order shit.
Matt, all the Beckys and Billies was like, I go there 2, 3, 4, 5 times a damn week.
You know how many times
and
you
I don't
see
order
people
shit.
there just charging their laptop?
Bring old ass desktop computers and
park it.
R's.
And park it.
Bitch, nobody bothered them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
laptops.
People have whole ass meetings and presentations in Starbucks, Juice. Mm-hmm. This is what happens. And they'll buy Marriott drink and then use their bathroom and then ask for free water.
People charge their laptop, charge their phone, charge their replaceable battery.
They kind of bill must be outrageous.
Yo, facts.
So when this news first broke after Twitter, it went viral on Twitter. What I love about these moments is that no matter how much overwhelming evidence of no crime being committed, the first response is always, nah, they have to do something else. There has to be more to this. This video's edited. This is slanted perspective. And it's like, no, nigga. This is the entirety of it. I show up. I was black on a sunny day. I'm going to jail. And my favorite part is the police commissioner goes, there's going to be an investigation, but my officers did nothing wrong.
Right. That cool.
And then to my thought is like,
tomfool.
So if you got called as somebody being suspicious at a Starbucks, why can't they just ask? All right. Even though they're still not doing anything wrong, why can't they just ask them to leave? Why did 7 officers have to arrest somebody?
To arrest 2
people who weren't being belligerent, violent, aggressive.
Get cuffs on them.
And then like what was the point of that? And then they got released at 1:30 a.m. They got arrested. Yeah. They got taken away They got released at 1:30 a.m. Do you know why they got released?
Why?
Because Philadelphia has a new district attorney. And he is backed by a lot of left-wing groups because he's a pro-justice DA. What does that mean? It's not that he won't send your black ass to jail. It's just that he's not going to consider a lot of the bullshit they consider real. A lot of the bullshit charges that they have, he's not going to prosecute you for that.
Good.
And that's literally what happened. They brought the defiant trespassing charge to him. He's like, what's the crime? And then like when they gave him the whole story, just like, this is bullshit. That's literally the only reason they got released.
So they would have still been in
jail if there was the other DA for literally sitting at a Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
And that tells you voting's important because that DA won an election, and now he's also the one that's not resisting Meek Mill's case because he said out loud that Meek's case is built on some bullshit. He should basically get a new trial at the very least. That's one of the reasons Meek is going to get a bail hearing. Well, not a bail hearing, but like a release hearing.
Right.
And when I was watching this whole thing, it's just like, even this is how you know this moment is super racist. When there's casual white people in the restaurant going,
this is some bullshit.
They're like, you can't even defend it. And the cops are not even attempting to defend themselves. And people are like, oh, the Starbucks manager, this is a failure on all levels.
Yep.
Because the Starbucks manager should have been fired. I'm sorry. Once you call the cops on somebody for being black and alive, I can't trust you to run my store. Starbucks talked about we're not going to fire, we're going to trade. Fuck her, right? Number 2, when the cops showed up, why are there 7 of you? No, why, right? So just to give you some idea about that area, though, where that Starbucks is located, it's 3% black. 67% of all people stopped are black. The population of black people is 3%. 67% of that all 3% stops is black people. So it's not a coincidence. This isn't just a Starbucks problem. And W. Kamau, like it made these people tell like these crazy stories. I remember Kev on stage, a comedian from All That Digital, told the story of when the cops pulled up on him at a play rehearsal and they had to drive through a private gate to say he doesn't belong here when he was at a play rehearsal for a building he rented out with his group, even though he physically had the keys in his hand. They didn't think he belonged here because someone called the cops on him. A guy got the cops calling him sitting in front of his own house in his car, waiting for it to warm up in the wintertime. W. Kamau Bell got the cops calling him when he went to go talk to his wife and her friends at he didn't get the cops called him. He got shooed away saying he didn't belong there when he went to go visit his wife and her friends at a local cafe because they refused to believe that his black ass, belonged in the cafe despite his white wife going, that's my husband. And that's when they left him alone. That's the only reason. And it illustrates the point that I think people don't really get to see often. Like, in black comedy, people make a lot of jokes about how being black on a sunny day is a crime.
Yep.
But in many parts of the world, it really is.
Facts. Like,
when I used to go to my university, I was always paranoid once I left my university grounds. Because I knew at any moment, if my black ass got stopped for some absolute bullshit, it could be over for me. Right? And I've had friends who got followed onto campus. I smell weed on your car. And my friend is a super sober person, never smoked or drank a day in his life. And it's just an excuse to follow you, right?
Yep.
And Starbucks is doing their PR battle to win back customers. I don't give a shit. What we need to start talking about is that the police, white people, and I'm saying this specifically, white people need to stop looking at the police as an extension of their own personal fears.
Fucking
like, you are afraid of black people. The police are not your social workers to address your fear of black people. And this is not something that I'm saying out of hand because police officers complain about how many
bullshit calls
they get about being, like, just somebody being black and aware in the world. Like, there's another video that came out the same week with LA Fitness. Where
another Starbucks too, but go ahead.
Yep.
Where a paying customer brought his friend in. By the way, if you're not part of a gym, if you have a gym membership, you can bring a friend on a guest pass.
Bring a buddy, right.
There's no problem with that. As long as they sign in and your membership is valid, there's no issue. That's
one and
the
done.
majority. Like, I think every gym has that, right?
They
do. Right.
That's exactly
ID, all that good stuff.
That's exactly what they did. He's checked in with his badge. He signed in with his friend. Few minutes later, they said his friend doesn't belong there. He didn't sign in. They go prove that he did sign in. They said, do you even have a valid membership?
What?
And then they're like, what? And then they go scan him on the check to see if his membership card is valid. It is valid. They even call the cops, and the cops are like, I don't know why I'm here. By the way, shout out to those cops, because that shows you how fucked up the Philadelphia cops were. Because the cops came in like, his gym membership's valid. What's
the
supposed
problem?
to do? And then they're like, we're going to cancel your gym membership to kick you out. Because now he's embarrassed that he got called out for being a prick, and the cops are like, the guy turns to the cop on the video, did I do any crime? He's like, not that I can think of. And that's how you're supposed to handle it in that moment. Just like, unfortunately, this is private property, so I have to escort you out. But I'm not going to arrest you for, like, what? What crime have you committed?
Right.
And I think once white people, when you see shit like that happening, you have to speak up. Because if anyone in this room right now in this podcast session, we're all black. If we had said something, guess who's getting arrested too?
Us.
Facts.
Right? When that white guy said there's 2 black guys getting arrested, that cop laughed it off. But if I had said it, he'd have been a moment of rage. Right?
And you would have got shot at.
Yeah. And that's another thing. They could have died.
They could have died.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you got something. No. They could have died.
The point of escalation is never long. It's literally a split second. Like, and that's, a lot of people don't understand, like, the amount of calculation it takes to walk around being brown or black is very stressful, and it's tiring.
I'm hyper aware when my black ass is in.
And a lot of people don't even understand that. Like, a lot of people don't vocalize it because we don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. But I
vocalize it.
But you feel uncomfortable. No, like I'm saying, like, you're hyper aware. Your hyper awareness, you don't. It's not evident. Because you have been you for how long?
I feel like,
but other people run around being unaware of shit, and they can put yourself in a precarious situation. And it's like, nah, you're wilding because the shit that you can do, I can't do.
Okay, yeah.
And it makes people uncomfortable, but it's like, you have the power to change this or have the power to stand up and be an ally. And we're seeing a lot more of that now, and that's very encouraging.
Weaponize your privilege. That's the best way you can help. And it reminded me of when they shot that guy waiting for his son to come home from school that day in North Carolina. And they're doing these marches, and the cops were militarized. They had the whole full army gear, looking like they're ready to go invade somebody. And you know what? You know what the white protesters did? It was just crazy that it worked. They literally formed a chain around all the black marchers, and the cops calmed down. Mm-hmm. And there's a moment of just like, that's dope. They weaponize their privilege, but look at this though. They're literally acting different because you're in front of me.
But if
I was in front of you, I'd be getting my ass.
You would have got knocked teeth out. Everything.
Think about how crazy that is. That they actually.
That's simple. The fact that a slightly different human being is now in front of another human being, basically automatically switches off a person feeling either extremely violent and aware to, I can't do shit, or whatever.
It's the second phase too, because the guy, I didn't mean to cut you off, man, but the guy that called the cops that resulted in Stephon Clark getting shot, he said, he did an interview, he said, I don't think I will ever be able to call the cops again.
You shouldn't,
because
bitch.
Because he had a valid reason to call the cops. Someone was going around busting in windows, he thought, and they had busted in his window, he chased them away. But when he called the cops, he never said he was personally attacked, or that the person had a weapon, or even gave a description. And then he thought, when he heard the shootout, because he heard, not long after the cops showed up, then the shootout happened, he thought, oh, that guy had a weapon maybe. And then when he found out it was Stephon Clark, and he's just like, I know that guy. And he found out he got shot in his backyard. He's just like, it's that moment, like, how do we get from this call to like, there's vandalism happening in my neighborhood, to my neighbor getting killed? And he said, I can't, in good conscience, call the cops for something that you should be able to respond to without somebody being worried, like, did I cause someone to die because like of a vandalism call?
But it's because again, the point of escalation is no longer, there's steps. There's usually steps to answering a legitimate call, and then each call is different. A vandalism call doesn't require you to fucking take your fucking gun out. That's unnecessary. What's necessary for that call? A flashlight, maybe your baton. That's it. Why do you have your fucking gun out ready to shoot somebody?
It's how they always call. It's how they always respond to neighborhoods like that.
But that's a whole nother level.
See, people seem to like kind of brush it aside that being black is like, oh, you guys are like really like exaggerating, overreacting. Like, and it's now more so than ever that you can see us getting killed. We talked about this off the air a couple of days ago, me and Ocean. Like, going into an establishment growing up, I realized that, I kind of got to have something for being there. Because then you do get badgered. And the worst thing you want to happen is, like, the cops are called.
Well, that's because think about how back in the day, about when they used to do the sit-ins in the 1950s, when they did all the luncheon sit-ins, people were pissed. Like, just for someone black occupying a space that didn't technically belong, because this is not where you belong.
But I want you to understand something.
Can I give
Years
you a
later.
funny story before we continue on a serious note? Mm-hmm. There's a guy that sat in the black lunches in North Carolina. He sat in the lunches in North Carolina, and he said, I sat there for weeks on end. I risked my life, got assaulted and arrested multiple times, and then they finally caved, and they served me food, and I bit into this. And he's like, I nearly died for this.
I remember eating it. I saw that. I saw that and I was like,
goodness.
Black shade at its finest.
facts.
But carry on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just like, we grew up with this. Like, our parents tell us, don't go anywhere you don't need to be. Make sure you know where you're going, blah, blah, blah. And when you go in these businesses, we technically, we probably still do it, we subconsciously scope out who's in here, and if we were to stay there, why. Me personally, if I feel like I'm not comfortable, I'm walking out. I'm old enough, I can walk out, go somewhere else, unless I'm meeting somebody.
And that's your right.
But it's so subconscious, it happens. I want to really go over a real quick quote that Will Smith said, because somebody asked Will Smith about the growing epidemic of racist attacks, and he was like, it's not a growing epidemic. It's been like this. You're just now seeing it now that we have access to it.
Yep,
Which
camera phones.
we've talked about this. Things that happen over states that we weren't necessarily connected. We're like blown away.
Like,
but
y'all
this is
are
true.
wildin'.
This is true shit. This is that happens to us all the time. For two individuals to get arrested for just sitting down in Starbucks. They weren't doing anything illegal. They weren't causing a ruckus. They were literally waiting in Starbucks
within a 2-minute time span.
Right.
Like,
and then this is okay. And the crazy thing is, this is okay for the cops to act this way. This is okay for the police commissioner to be like, my cops didn't do anything wrong. You fucking liar. You fucking coon. Like, they did something wrong. Okay, you could have at least suspended them without pay or fired them. But no, everything's cool in the field. All right. I'm sorry. Good.
It's a lot of overreacting and underreaction. Like, it is what it is. Like,
You know what's crazy? How do people live with themselves when you're the same color and you see the injustices that you help create? You help create. Like, the commissioner, you're black, bro. How do you live with yourself?
Well, he's a cop first.
Oh, you're right, because he carries a gun with him all the time.
No. You don't understand how
No, it's a cop first.
heavy that's a fraternity.
That's a fraternity.
That
You're
is
a
a
cop.
fucking fraternity.
You're a cop before anything else.
You are, and again,
They gotta be.
I'm a daughter. Of a cop, and I think he's one of the very few people that isn't like that, and and I'm pretty sure that's a hard duality to like balance.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it is.
But at the same time, he also understands where his loyalties lie, because if he
at the end of the day, we're not the one going to be showing up on a call to back him up.
Exactly.
So like, it's a very easy decision to make. But I really appreciate the many white folks in that video.
Yes, thank you.
That called a spade,
right. And stood up and then went on different news outlets and spoke.
You can get a plate.
Fuck you, Starbucks, for your first reaction. Screw you for your PR stunt. Listen, let's not pretend that we're going to boycott. If we boycott every business that's racist, well, actually, we could just start doing our own black businesses.
I'm okay with that.
So I'm not going to say don't do that.
$1.2 trillion we spend. If we started boycotting and stop supporting these motherfuckers, I know we say cut the check.
I'm not a Starbucks user, but like, hey, if you ever travel
guess who'll be sucking our dicks?
Them free
every day.
Free Wi-Fi's. Ooh, Starbucks come in the clutch, but I think I'll be good for now. McDonald's offer free Wi-Fi too. I'll be good. All right, moving on. It went down on the plane in Southwest. The whole engine blew the fuck up.
This shit is
holy crap.
So scary.
I didn't read the whole story, so could someone tell me how that lady died?
So I got you.
Horribly.
I got you. The engine in the plane, the fan broke off.
The turbine?
There's a fan in the turbine. Because turbine engine.
Anyway,
it's the fan. It's the fan. So the fan, it broke. Boom. Debris came. Debris broke. I mean, it fell through the cabin, but it also broke the windows. You guys know airplane windows are
air pressure.
And it is 3 tiers. It's 3 like covers. It's the one inside, the one outside, and the one by you. So you can see it broke that. And of course, obviously, like space, it caved in on itself due to the air. And her head went out. Her head went out, and half her body, while still stuck in the seatbelt, while other people are trying to pull her back in, went out of the window and was hitting the fuselage and something else.
So she got decapitated?
She didn't get decapitated.
Oh, she got suffocated?
Suffocated something else. Like the way that they're not really coming out with the details about what happened.
Gruesome as fuck.
But like the one of the paramedics is like 600 miles per hour wind hitting the fuselage, being sucked out of that tiny window.
Because they were going.
The air probably got sucked out of her lungs.
Right, that's
amongst other things. Amongst her fucking
like if she has any skin on her, like it's probably very minimal.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
And it was crazy. Like think about how small it's gonna get bigger.
The people behind her. All you see is blood.
Yeah, there was blood. There was like blood on the guy who cut himself, and his blood. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Crazy. So right off the bat,
No, she dead.
She
What
dead.
you mean, Juice?
She died, bro.
Destination shit.
Final Destination. So, like, a lot of people, her name is
gone.
Jennifer Reardon, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not.
man.
R.I.P. Hopefully I'm not messing up your name. I feel for you because, yet again, here we are talking about airplanes fucking up. You know, it's supposedly air travel is supposedly one of the safest in the country. Not if your motherfuckers are being so late to check on your engines. And this, as I said in the article, and I'm going to agree because that's the first thing I thought of, this shows how the FAA is so cozy with airlines that they're not checking engines properly. If I'm not mistaken, right now there's a policy that says if the plane has taken 20,000 trips by the end of August, it has to be checked, 30,000 by the end of the month. I want you to understand something that blows my mind.
A lot of trips.
What the fuck is a trip, though? How
Like,
far
how
is a
many
trip?
miles,
Exactly.
right.
So now the new policy going forward after that is every 3,000 trips. What is a trip? How far is a trip for an engine? I want to tell you something. Every 6,000 miles, my car has to get oil checked and
Maybe
redone.
that has to be domestic. That has to be domestic.
They're not saying because this was Dallas
the
bound.
fuck?
This is Dallas bound. This is a Dallas bound plane.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That has to be for all domestic.
I
ones.
mean, it could be, but they're not saying. What is a 3,000 trip? That's what I want to. What is a three?
No idea.
If I got to change my oil every 6,000 miles on my car,
Right.
Yeah.
for a plane, which burns a lot more fuel.
It does a lot more lifting.
Okay. What is a trip? You guys are fucking up, and we're paying way too much for it at this point.
Can we just go in on a G4 already? Like, come on.
Yo, this is crazy. The
Tiny
woman
things
was
frighten me.
sucked out of.
No, thank you.
out
Christian
of
tried to tell
window.
me, I was like, nope. I don't need
Out of
that
all the
image.
things,
I'm just happy that it wasn't a greater loss to life. Like,
I know.
Shout out to all those passengers to try to save that lady.
And they're all traumatized.
yeah, guy ran from.
Also, I'm not trying to be funny, but the pictures from the crash when everyone thought it was going to go down also show that we as passengers need to take that airline the safety presentation seriously.
The guy.
Because niggas...
Nobody had their
Mask
mask on
on,
right.
right.
The first time
Are
I
you
looked, I'm like,
shitting me?
no,
Yeah.
everybody had like this. It's supposed to be over. your
No,
whole
it's
head.
over
Yes.
your fuck...
Everybody had like,
I like this, yeah.
Niggas.
And then the
Niggas.
flight attendants unit was like, "We fucking told you no one pays attention to those goddamn instructions."
I pay attention. I can do the shit. Like, I done been on so many...
Exit.
Listen,
As someone that
Every
has
time-
traveled by themselves
Yeah.
a lot, like, remember, I went to school in fucking in South Florida. My bitch ass was alone often. So I was like, oh, okay. I will watch, but I have my headphones on. I'm like, okay, emergency exits. Okay, I see that. Copy. It's the same thing. Copy. With my flotation device, cool.
Underneath
Nap
the seat.
is on. But, like, I don't understand why people...
listen. I have the same plan for every airplane, domestic or international. When shit's going down,
Going to
I'm
sleep?
going to sleep. I want to be awake for this shit. Like, we about to hit the water. Like, yeah, y'all figure this shit out. It's like an episode of Lost. The door come out. Yo, what we going to do? I'm going to sleep. I don't know what you going to do.
Again, you just reaffirmed my thoughts on apocalyptic activities
Yo, and the funny thing is,
and some shit that I will
Yo,
not be involving you in if
and
I need
can
some
picture
help.
some shit going down, right? Like, just say we hit turbulence. Danielle, she got like a pillow. They got like one of the airplane pillows. He's like,
I was on it when I was young. I was in high school. I was on a plane. We hit rough turbulence. Like, that plane was shaking and shit. And I was with another high school student with me, and she was freaking out. She's like, "Do you feel that? What is that?" It's like turbulence. She's like, "What the fuck's turbulence?" I'm like, "It's like a speed bump in the sky." She's like,
Clouds.
"That's not comforting." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." But she's like, "Can you let go of my arm?" Because I was dead asleep. And like, you like clutching real hard right now.
Danny Ocean is the type to be like,
I
"Can you
was
let go?"
dead asleep. I'm not being funny. I was just like, "Yo, did you feel
Vonna.
that?" Yeah, I felt that. So
I want you to
go
understand,
sleep.
Danny Ocean is the type to wake up and he'd be like, "Yeah, you let go of my arm, I'm gonna go back to sleep." But also, when they come around, check to see if they got any more nuts.
Yes! I did say that. Yo, I missed the nuts. I was pissed about that. What?
You ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
Cue the music. You ain't shit.
Listen.
See, if I was your
some
girlfriend,
moments
the
where
amount
be
of
comforting,
smacks
and
you would
there's
have got
other
to the
moments
head.
where I'm just like, that's the only so much I can do, girl. What you want me to do?
Yo.
That's my
We
boy.
gonna find you a girl that's just as fucking cold-hearted as you.
How's that cold?
That's cold.
I go to sleep. Anyway, we're going to move on from that. Hopefully that problem gets resolved, because that's hella scary. That fucking engine blew up. I thought it was a bird strike when I first saw it. I was just like, oh, it had nothing to do with birds? Oh, that's terrifying.
Nothing.
We're going to transition into the coonery that is Kanye West these days. Kanye's back on Twitter. He's been dropping thoughts.
For real.
People have been saying, like, because when Kanye speaks, people pay attention because, you know, he's a very influential person. So people have been talking about how, like, deep and introspective these tweets are. As I told Mayhem, and I'll tell everybody, dark water doesn't mean deep pool. Nigga, just because you don't see the bottom of it means it's a deep pool.
Right.
Just because these tweets are vague doesn't mean it's a deep thought. Like, sorry.
Right.
True.
And one of the tweets that got him not in trouble, but got attention brought to him was that he said he likes the way that Candace Owens thinks. Candace Owens is...
Coonery. Not invited to the cookout. Rejected.
Let me put it this way. Let me describe this young lady. Let me preface it by saying, I don't care if you're a black conservative. That doesn't automatically make you a bad person. What I do care is if you're a black person that hates black people.
Facts.
She is that.
And I don't care what she says. I think she's a black person that hates black people. When you say that Black Lives Matter is just a bunch of people whining, or we should get... Why do black conservatives always want black people to get over slavery? But then the minute somebody does something to them, shit's a slavery metaphor. Like, yeah...
Did you hear her? Oh, this is because she was talking about the girls in the front yelling USA, the black girls talking about that's a victor mentality versus your victim mentality. I don't understand why you like being.
hate these people.
She was like, I don't understand why you guys like being oppressed.
Oh, so Kanye said he liked the way she thinks. He talked about letting go of the past.
Yo, wait.
I blame the Kardashians.
Wait, no,
I don't
no,
know.
I don't know. I don't know if I blame. I don't know if I blame.
easy.
Listen.
Look at it. That's
No.
Here's the reason why I don't blame
that
Kardashian.
grown-ass
Kanye
man.
West, before his
Just a
mom
little
passed
ass.
away, was a strong man. He thought very much for himself. It's not going to take a woman to do that. His mom, maybe.
You're wilding.
No.
You're
No.
I've seen-
No. I'm going to say it's his mom.
Sideways.
No, anyway, look. We realized Kanye went off the deep end when he did that interview, and all of a sudden Kanye went from ha to like, well, anyway. He changed his whole accent. He had the white accent, right?
Christian. Listen,
Right.
everybody code
White
switch.
people.
But when he did that shit on Christian, I'm like,
I am a god.
I thought this was a voiceover. I was like, what is this?
He literally said, I am a god. Like, what? No, that's not Kanye. Then he changed, then all this shit happened. He changed his hair gold. Listen, Kanye, right now, I know you're getting ready to drop 2 albums, all right?
I don't care.
Is one with 7 songs? Yes, 2. I
don't care about him either.
yo, honestly, I'm not convinced. It's going to be trash, and I need you to come back to the light side. Like, come to the light. Like, seriously, the dark side that you've been on is not the right side.
I'm done with Kanye. I don't give a fuck
No,
anymore.
yo, if you watch the tweet that he liked, yo.
the minute he wanted to become pals with George Bush. Actually, that's a good,
Trump?
No. Because think about Kanye, who says George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Word.
To Kanye now tickling Donald Trump's balls.
Facts.
Like, it's a very interesting transition. Also,
He's in the
think
second
about
place.
Kanye using Confederate flags as part of his Tory merchandise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about letting go of the past. Listen.
You know what else I look on
People
the
can
past?
talk about Kanye's influence. Listen, anyone knows me. I'm a huge Kanye fan.
Yep.
His music has meant a lot to me over the years, but fuck that nigga. I cannot separate the person from the music because part of the music was the person, right? So I can't do this weird.
So are you never gonna listen to any of his old music?
It's hard for me to listen to it right now. Honestly.
His old music. I'm talking about.
No, it's
Oh,
hard
old
for me to
music, no.
listen
Good,
to
because
like
you're not getting no more coins from me. Bro.
No, it's hard for me to listen to it right now. People are like, why can't you? Why someone have a different opinion? I don't care if someone has a different opinion than me.
But what
if
you're
your
not gonna
different
do
opinion of me
is
to
oppressive of
side
me.
with someone who actively works to oppress me,
Right.
this shit isn't just a fucking conversation we're having. It'd be like, yo, we disagree on which side of the road to drive on versus I think your race is a plague upon society. That's not one is a disagreement. The other is like, there's no middle ground there.
Right.
If you think there's middle ground there, you ain't shit too.
Yep.
Just FYI. Like,
Also, let me out the car.
facts. And like, so with this situation, it's like This dude is embracing Candace Owens. Fuck her.
Fuck her. And the guy on NRA TV. And Killer Mike.
You just
all right, cool. That's me. Fuck you, Killer Mike.
Stacey Dash.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Oh, Stacey Dash.
Isn't she in some new movie?
I'm gonna say what I think about Stacey Dash.
Wait, can I take a pause for the cause? Because I'm gonna throw some shade at Highbridge because he can't talk about it because he's not on the mic. The new movie that Dame Dash is putting out, whatever, some hood release shit that. He casted Stacey in. I said, if you watch that shit, I'm never having sex with you again.
Oh, God.
He was like, what? I was like, fuck out of here. He's like, he just tried to put his cousin on. I said, fuck out of here. Why the fuck would you watch anything that Trick is in after all the dumb shit she has said? Nah, I'm like, nah, fuck out of here. Fuck, try it.
Fuck Stacey Dash.
Try it. I said, no, I'm not doing it. You'll never see this kitty cat again. Like, never.
Let's take the politics out.
I had to take a hard fucking Lithostrata stance on that shit. I ain't playing.
Let's take the politics out this for a second. Let's talk about Kanye, right? He also announced that his album's going to be with Cudi. The last time Kanye and Cudi came together, it was for 808s and Heartbreak. I did not like that album.
I like that
Don't
album.
give a fuck. I'm not looking forward to that shit again.
No.
And then the next one is going to be a solo album with him. I'm more excited about the Pusha T album, which is dropping in May. Tiana Taylor's second album is dropping in June. Mm-hmm. So I will be listening to Kanye production on those albums. But in terms of his shit, fuck that nigga. I can't do this anymore, son. This dude went from a dude rapping about black pride and power to actively embracing people who hate black people. There's a guy named Eldridge Cleaver. He used to be a member of the Black Panther Party and ended up being a Ronald Reagan Republican. I'm not comparing Kanye to a Black Panther. I'm saying this sort of hard left.
It's a hard switch.
It's a hard left.
It's a hard switch.
Like you went from your family members talking about sit-ins to you hanging out with Trump, who thinks Nazis have good people on their side. My nigga, I don't even try that shit about you're enlightened and shut the fuck up. Just because you got rich doesn't mean you stop being black, you fucking prick. Like, I hate that shit.
Even if you're in a bench, still a nigga in a coupe.
Thank you.
Forgetting his own words, though.
Yes.
He did live his life. When I get on, leave your ass for a white girl.
Yes.
So said, so's it done. I'm looking forward to Kanye bleaching himself like Sammy Sosa.
Is Chris White?
I'm calling that now.
I'm hoping there's a turnaround.
He's going to come like a ghost in that video.
No.
I'm like Lil' Kim.
I'm hoping there's a turnaround only because he's going to have to deal with Kim. Kim's not fully accepted of her kid's blackness.
Niggas gonna be so white, reflect the light.
Of course not. Well, the thing is, their privilege is gonna
They're still gonna be black.
They don't care about that. They don't care about.
They have so much money that it's not even a fucking problem.
Kids are as black as Candace Owens. They're gonna be like, we rich. Why can't you niggas get jobs? Stop complaining about the police.
Seriously,
I live next door to them. They nice to me.
Right. Like that's not gonna affect them at all.
That's news to me. I'm gonna get off of Kanye because I really just have 2 words. Fuck that nigga. Sorry. That's 3 words. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, the next news is Eric Garner. The Justice Department was investigating the choking death of Eric Garner. If you don't remember, years ago, Eric Garner was choked to death on Staten Island in an illegal hold that was barred from use by the NYPD. Didn't matter. Got choked to death. Famously said, "I can't breathe."
Yep.
And what was his crime? Selling loose cigarettes.
Selling a Lucy.
That's what he lost his life over. Oh, mind you, his daughter went to Curtis High School, and the teacher showed up to support the local law enforcement with the Blue Lives Matter T-shirt.
Let me tell you something, you motherfuckers, about Blue Lives.
Yeah, that's what happened the year he got killed. That's what they did.
First of all,
so if you don't understand New York politics, Staten Island's Alabama.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it is. Like, there's black folks in Alabama. I love you too, but
there are no lives that are blue. Blue lives is an occupation. It's literally an occupation.
You chose that shit.
Yo, I'm not gonna speak. Go ahead, because I'm gonna say some wild shit. Go ahead.
So anyway, after the district attorney of Staten Island, shocker, failed to bring charges against cops. Shocker. A ton of cops live on Staten Island, if you didn't know. That's where a lot of firefighters and police live. So the district attorney not choosing to prosecute one is not surprising. The federal government got involved. They investigated the cases, and this week they actually recommended charges be brought against the officer who did the chokehold, who, by the way, is still active in the NYPD and getting promoted. Good job. Yeah, he gets gotten pay raises since he choked and killed that man. Are the charges going to be brought against him? Fuck no. Because we got the most racist Keebler elf in charge of the Justice Department, none other than Jeff Sessions. But it's interesting that, do you know how rare it is for the federal prosecutor to overrule
be like,
the local?
This is some bullshit.
And then for us to be in a time where we know nothing's going to come of this, this is how people lose faith in the government. And this is another moment I want to remind you. This is not a coincidence. These sort of moments happen because calculated. The racists on the right want you to lose faith in government. That way,
you don't vote.
You don't vote, and they can do more fucked up shit.
Yep.
Because if you think this is the worst that it can be, oh my G. Oh, I'll give an example. A state politician wanted to put stars on the driver's licenses of Muslims.
Are you?
And you're like, why is that crazy?
So you can just note.
Used to put stars on Jews in the street so you can know who to harass and beat. And he's just like, oh, I didn't see that connection. Nigga,
why do you need to denote someone's fucking religious? You know what?
That's what I'm saying, though.
I gotta fucking
that's what I'm saying.
Censor myself because I'm about to go fuck off real quick.
Join me on the silent chair.
Okay, scratching my ear now. Wait a minute.
Like these moments where you feel powerless and they want the government to work, that's on purpose.
Yep.
So that when you disengage, they can do more fucked up shit. You're like, how could I change it? Well, number one, the district attorney is now that it can be voted out of office. Remember what I said earlier in that Starbucks case? The district attorney in Philadelphia, he was voted in on a platform of, I'm not going to be doing this fuckery. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that he's also doing is wiping out, he stopped enforcing, possession charges for weed, which is one of the biggest ways in which they arrest black people.
Yep.
Because even though black people and white people use weed at the same rates, only one side is more likely to get arrested for it.
And that same 3% that gets 67% stopped.
And district attorneys have leeway to kind of do whatever they want in terms of charging people. So don't think you're powerless in these situations. Figure out what's the most important lever of power to affect. Because voting for president is not going to affect the situation. No, but who your district attorney is, that's when that cop gets charged with a crime.
Yep.
That's when he writes those bullshit tickets and then they're going to get prosecuted, he stops writing those bullshit tickets because they're not being prosecuted. Mm-hmm. So that's the change that you need to think about. I just want to say R.I.P. to Eric Garner and his daughter.
I know.
Because she died also recently.
A few months ago.
We may never get justice for that man, but we'll never forget you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because, boy, oh, God, when I think about that case, I just kill a nigga for selling fucking Lucy's. Hey, oh, my God. We're going to get over it. We're going to get off of this for a moment.
For some lighthearted fuckery.
For some, whose man's is this? This nigga right here.
This hole over there.
The first, I can't say that.
This hole over there.
I can't say that. Anyway,
that hole over there.
The first person on Whose Man's Is This is someone many of you may have never heard of. Her name is Maya Jama.
Look her up.
Maya Jama. She fine, by the way. I can't even front.
It's an idiot.
But here's how I know who Maya Jama is. I listen to UK hip hop.
You're a whore.
Okay, why you gotta tell me that? That's what we
Vonna, we trying to be. Damn, son.
Damn,
I got the papers right here.
Trying to be all positive and shit.
That's all right.
Anyway,
we all know the truth.
I listen to UK hip hop, and the biggest rapper in the UK is a guy named Stormzy, and that's his girlfriend. And she's also a presenter and TV host. So when I saw it trending on Twitter, I'm like, did they get married or something? No. Maya Jama does not like dark-skinned women.
Really?
Actually, that's not accurate because I have to go with what her publicist say. Maya Jama, at one point or another, had some negative opinions on dark-skinned women.
Oh, really?
Okay, so they dug up some old tweets to all celebrities out there. If y'all said wild shit in the past,
Yo.
The internet is coming for you, brother. They are coming hard body. And these tweets were from about 6 years ago.
Damn, they went in the crates.
6 years ago. But mind you, she's not that old, though. How
old is she?
She's 30, so she's still an adult when she made these tweets.
22. 23.
Yeah. So she's still an adult when she.
I was waiting for it. I saw you going down the line. I was like, give her a minute.
One of her tweets was
Vonna
like,
Sage. No longer count for the last stop on the L.
Like when dark-skinned girls shave their heads to look like Amber Rose, but they really look like Michael Jordan. Another one of her tweets would be like, bitches be like, shine bright like a diamond, and it's a picture of a dark-skinned girl, and her caption is Team Shadow. And another one was, you're not thick, you're fat. And
she's body shaming.
Yeah. And then she had another one about just basically some shadow try to talk. That's basically dark-skinned
people.
Try to talk to her in the street. She laughed about it. And when her first response, after people are just like...
earthed her and was like, what about these receipts, ho?
She was like, she made a response to all women. So
we gotta be
UK
better.
Black Twitter was like, bitch, you weren't talking to all women.
Right.
You're talking to dark-skinned women. Why are you apologizing to white women right now? Or Asian? Who the fuck cares? Like, you're talking to dark-skinned black women. When I first read this story, again, I follow UK hip-hop. My first thought is, you are dating like the darkest man in the UK. Like, Stormzy is a dark-skinned Sudanese dude. The women that you're shitting on is basically his mother and sister.
Was she okay. How
At
long?
the time, she wasn't dating Stormzy.
That's why.
But like now,
you think she remember those tweets?
No, but here's the thing.
I'm gonna go into that. Yeah.
Can y'all picture her walking in a Stormzy house to talk to his mom and
she got her ass whooped. No, she got her ass whooped.
No, anybody jumping her.
That's I'm
just
telling
an awkward ass moment of just like,
I promote proper bitch slaps to people that need to get them, because I don't think people understand that your words can hurt people. So something I have to in response to that is, a lot of people hate Ayanla Fix My Life. I'm one of the few black people that are my age that kind of like it, because it gives me like old auntie vibes. But recently she had a whole special on Hazel E from, what was that, Love and Hip Hop LA. And Hazel E came out and was saying wild, crazy shit about dark-skinned women. And they had to unpack that on the show, and we found out why she has such a disdain for them is because she was actually sexually assaulted by one or two of them when she was 5. So she had this whole mental thing in her head about dark-skinned women and didn't even know. And then there was like a small panel of other successful fair-skinned black women and, dark-skinned black women that were all famous, and they all took turns talking to each other and talking about their experiences as being, dark versus light and colorism and how it's been plaguing us since we were slaves, because that's how they separated us. If you were light, you got to be only two steps closer to massa. If you was dark, he has to walk a couple of extra yards to get to you. We was all had. And Ayala made that good point. And I'm like, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is like, especially with females, we used to spend a lot of time sectioning off each other to like make us feel better about ourselves. And I'm very, very proud and happy to know that is long gone. We still have some undercurrents of that. I'm glad that the fact that the UK Black Twitter definitely came for our ass, because there's plenty of...
She's black too, by the way.
I know.
She half black. Her father's Somali and her mom's Swedish.
Listen, I understand that, but clearly she don't have enough. She at the time probably didn't have enough dark skinned girls around her, and if she did, she's the one that's like, oh, well, that wasn't about you.
It doesn't matter because God,
but like there's levels. There's levels to the
all I want to say
dumbness.
is, first of all, level one. First of all, why would you put something like this on Twitter? All right. Even before I even started doing the podcast, I was careful about what I put up. Not just because of people I know, follow me on Twitter or Facebook at the time, because I was more on Facebook. But it's just like, I don't want this to come back. I don't want this. The day that I get a check, like I get a grand check, I'm deleting everything.
Facts.
I'm deleting everything. You're going to have to find it. Second of all, they say some racist, outlandish shit like this. Like, you don't think Twitter's going to keep the receipts?
Like, I'm pretty sure I come off crazy bias about a lot of things, especially men. Y'all get on my nerves. I like y'all sometimes. But I'm a feminist. I'm okay with that. You should too. Just get over it and support the Venus. I can come off super black girl magic. Guess what? I am a black girl. I am magical. Accept it. Deal with it. But it doesn't mean I don't like everyone else. I have a very big group of people I hang out with. But that because I hang out with them, that shouldn't dictate how I feel about myself. And vice versa. I don't think people know how to separate the two.
She got problems.
I think she was dumb and young when she did it. She regrets that shit.
At 24?
That's dumb and young.
She's still an adult.
That's dumb and
24,
young. 24 is dumb.
I remember
Fuck out of here. Y'all did shit when y'all was 24 that y'all would nobody remember.
No, let me finish.
Not some shit like this.
Listen, I am not going to be like, I didn't have problematic views. I definitely had some wild-ass views that when my friends that have known me for a long time bring up, be like, nigga, don't talk about this ever again. Okay, this is an inside thought. I'm mad you said it outside. All right. So I'll totally claim to that. My thing was what caught me so off guard about this, again, because like I don't live in the UK. So when I'm reading this story, I'm just like, that didn't just go away, your feelings about dark-skinned women. Why is it specifically dark-skinned women? Because, again, your boyfriend is super dark. How did you go from this unprompted on Twitter? Because it wasn't like she was reacting to something.
Right.
That's just, she just got up one day. What that?
She probably was.
Throw that out there.
What you don't understand is, fucking Twitter is a fucking post-it board. Something could have. I'm not at all excusing her behavior. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where it came from because I don't know.
I don't get
that
paid
girl.
for that. She got problems.
Listen, after watching that shit on Ayanla, there's a reason. There's usually almost always especially for a woman. Yeah. A woman, there's almost always a catalyst. I'm not excusing her because that shit was stupid.
Can I ask you a question, Vonna?
Here we go.
If you're looking to become famous, right? Because that's obviously what she's planning to do. What does she do again? Do we know?
She's a TV host and personality.
Nothing. She's pretty.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No,
okay.
she's also a model. She hosts things like
she's a model.
What did I just? She's pretty.
Okay. Even if you're gonna be pretty famous,
Can the bitch read?
Apparently not. But listen, if she's going to be famous, meaning you're going to be a face to a company, to whatever you're doing, why would you say some shit and not expect it to come back?
Clearly,
you know how the hood work.
Clearly, the hood in the UK, she wasn't worried about it.
Well, she got it now. It's 6 years later.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a grudge. You know what that is?
She wasn't fucking worried about it.
You know what that is?
I
hated you in middle school, and I caught you in high school.
Yeah.
6 years later.
I will say this, though. When UK Twitter was going in on that ass, Stormzy, her boyfriend, who's a very avid Twitter user, was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
he was just like, I gotta go home to my mom and sister. Fuck out of here. Yeah, we'll fight
Rightfully
that
so.
battle.
Rightfully
I
so.
this L for this shit.
Rightfully so.
And
I can still love you, but
that's it.
Not that much.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it is what it is. You reap what you fucking sow. Like, and that's the whole thing with Hazel E. Hazel E. She had to sit there and apologize to what's her name? She's the BBW from Glee, Raven, the one that could sing her ass off.
Oh, the one that
Wait, I don't know if you want.
No, the one that I used to watch Glee. The one that used to like just come in and just like blow everybody away with her vocals.
Yes.
Yeah,
so they had because what Ayanna likes to do, she likes to give you a focus for like your energy. So she used her as the focal point as her apologizing to all black women that are darker. Yeah. So she was like, I am so sorry. I had no idea the power in my words. Like I thought it very therapeutic, and it is something that I have, like I said before on previous episodes. Every black woman, no matter what range you fit in, has felt some sort of persecution from another black woman on various different levels. With me, it was my intelligence level, my speech, and my hair. Those are the main three things I would get bullied or questioned about growing up. Yeah. For Hazel, she used to get teased and bothered because she was so fair. And come to find out, her mother got the same shit. So it's generational. That's what I'm saying. This chick probably got some whole bunch of fucking problems going on. Ayanna, go fly out to the UK and do some shit. Make sure you put it on TV so I can watch it, so we can figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna tell my beautiful
you gotta
baby
take this
girl,
L. She have to take this L.
If she get teased, beat everybody ass. Daddy loves you. Go ahead.
I'm fucking done.
All right. The next candidate on Whose Mans Is This? I'm not going to say her name. It's a person of European ancestry from the great state of Georgia who got into it with 2 active duty military members.
At Cheddar's.
Yes, they
It's
were
such an
both
awesome
people of
place.
color.
Why would you do that?
I don't know what Cheddar's is.
It's a good restaurant.
But it's not the way I want to be introduced to their brand. I'm like, this is what happens at Cheddar's. I go to order a burger, I got to square up, and they're like...
On an old ass lady?
Send in juice.
Yo, first of all, that old lady... First of all, you could tell that old lady thought the full backing of white supremacy was behind her.
Facts.
Because when she lunged at that black woman to grab her phone, I'm like... Oh my God, you've never been punched in the face before. Because if you had, you wouldn't have acted like this to a total stranger.
Total.
Whose military uniform tell you, I can fuck you up.
On site.
I'll get people.
And then she was backed up by her son.
Her this big
goofy
oaf
bastard.
looking motherfucker.
Yo, that's one of them dudes that's like mad big for no reason.
Yes.
Like he really tall but puts no fear in anybody's heart.
Facts.
Just like I tap your chin and you going down real quick.
Just tip you over real quick.
And it was over a parking spot?
Over a handicapped parking spot.
And it went racial fast,
For
unsurprisingly.
no fucking reason.
And then my favorite part, I'm not going to describe the whole video because it's just a really long queue of fuckery.
Yeah, I saw
and
it.
one black woman, shout out to her, being the voice of reason, like just in a very calm white voice. Stop. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop that. She's pregnant. And that lady going like, fuck it. And then when the cops show up, her trying to play victim. I'm like, ooh.
No. Fuck up playing victim.
A person of European ancestry weaponizing their privilege against you.
No, this is what she did.
How niggas die.
This is what they did. They lied and said they had 10 black dudes with them.
It's not the first time a woman of European ancestry has tried to get a black person killed by telling a false story.
Sure ain't.
So,
Emmett, poor Emmett.
Shout out.
Poor
again,
Emmett.
I have to give credit where credit's due. The police officers came.
Saw
they
the
heard
video.
They asked for both sides of the story.
Yep.
And they saw the video and promptly arrested her dumbass for being the aggressor. And she starts crying, I didn't even do this. Yeah, this is the moments that I can't be in these scenarios because
I'd
petty.
be
If I had been like upstanding until that point,
petty. That's why I need my PBA card ASAP, Dad, because I'll be petty like.
if the cops like, that's not cool, I'm like,
y'all know I'm loud. You know how loud
like,
I can get. Y'all never seen
So
me.
you have your card out.
My petty
the cops are
level.
like, that's not okay. I'm like,
You tight. I know you tight.
Tell him one more time.
You motherfucking
now she's facing criminal
tight.
charges.
Good.
And she got fired from her adjunct professor job at Mercer.
Shout out to
And
Mercer
her
College.
restoration fucking website is taken down. And what else? She just taking all the L's.
I feel at some point somebody's gonna walk up to her son like, "Yo, you want this smoke?" Because you was seeing real answer to fight women.
What?
The black officer arrested her.
Yes.
The black man put the cuffs on her. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to that officer.
You know what? Made her twice as tight. Like, these niggers. Ah.
Should have never
This
gave
is
y'all
the Georgia
niggas
that I
money.
grew up in. Ah.
Should have never gave y'all niggas money.
Again, that's the situation how the officers should respond correctly. You get there,
They assess
you
both
ask
sides.
questions,
Ask questions.
you realize someone's a racist jackass, and you arrest them
You
as
handle
such.
accordingly.
You're right.
As opposed to arresting niggas on a sunny day because it's sunny in the outside.
Facts.
Just throwing that out there. All right, we got to talk about
All right, I gotta get
an
ready.
unfortunate story.
Here the fuck we go.
First of all, black men don't cheat. Hear you. It's the meeting of the Black Man Association.
Heary.
Unfortunately, this month we had to excommunicate a member, Triston Thompson.
He didn't pay his fees on time anyway.
I don't even think he's black. I heard his name was Chad. Anyway.
Chadwick.
Recently, they got blown up in the media. Triston Thompson was cheating on a pregnant Khloe Kardashian. And everyone had the same reaction of, whose man's is this? Because not that he was cheating. People weren't offended that he was cheating. It's that he's
Although cheating is
so bad at this.
He didn't care.
This nigga put on a hoodie and walked, first of all, a white hoodie. He's 7 feet tall in a white hoodie. I'm incognito now. Nigga, that's Tristan Thompson. You see him right there? Look at him. Look at him.
Looking like a half-melted snowman with your dumb ass.
He out here in a club motorboating. You didn't see the motorboat?
Yes.
I don't know.
And they grabbed him.
He
his
getting
member.
felt up in the club.
Yep.
He took, first of all, I don't know who that tiny girl with that ridiculous booty is. She was not born with that because that shit proportion is not right. I still
Well, her thighs don't match, though? All right, Cardi.
Thank you, Cardi. Thank you, Cardi. Thank you.
But was it soft? That's all.
Dr. Miami and the bitch. Anyway. So everyone's just like, damn, can y'all believe Tristan Thompson would do this to a pregnant woman? And it's like,
Hold up.
wait.
Rewind.
He did this before.
To his first baby mama.
Listen,
With Chloe.
Listen. I don't say this often, but nigga, you ain't shit.
You
Holy
ain't shit.
Like, someone had a picture of, what's that? That He-Man enemy, the guy with the skull. Skeletor.
Yeah,
Skeletor.
And there's a scene where he runs away in the cave, and the caption is Tristan Thompson when the pregnancy due. And I was just like, damn. Yo, my G, listen. If you just want to smash, there's this thing called condoms,
Contraceptive.
birth control, pulling out that enables you to smash and not have kids. Right? It's a beautiful method. It works. You would know because they're not all pregnant, so I'm assuming you're using it on somebody. Jesus Christ.
He was also excommunicated out of the non-pull-out black man community as well. There's certain people we don't need, okay? One time we could probably let go. The second time, and the circumstances with it, nah. Bro.
Listen, I know people talk about the Kardashians destroying black men. That's a conversation you can have. What I'm laughing about internally
We meet on Thursdays.
is that Khloe Kardashian's taste in black men is hilariously bad.
Basura.
The first one she married smoked crack. I mean, listen, there's mistakes that we make in a marriage, but smoking crack can't be one of them. I'm sorry. Listen, addiction's a real issue. But if we're in a marriage and you're just like, I smoke crack, I will be here to support you from afar.
From another state.
Not together.
While you're in rehab.
I am not working through this with you at all. Like, people are like, yo, that's cold, D.
No, it's not. It's honest. I'm
Call
just
me what
being
you wanna call
honest.
You say that now until you go home to relax and there's no TV or couch.
Some nigga smoked your TV screen. Hell yeah.
You're lucky if you still got a house. Yo, the funny thing is...
The dealer's sitting in your car like, yo, this is nice. Nigga, get out my car. Get out my car.
I gave him an 8 ball for this.
Oh, shit.
Yo.
Juice is having way too much fun with this analogy right now.
Juice, whose car did you lift? Yo, remember Pusha T? I'm your Pusha.
Juice over there get the old man cackle.
We joke about this, but addiction is a real thing.
This is a real thing, but Tristan Thompson ain't addicted to them by himself. God damn. Listen, the chicks you cheated with, though, they were pretty in the face. So shout out to you for at least, not cheating down. Sorry, as a man, I have to be honest in this conversation.
That is true. That's true.
We judge other men like, you really cheated down, my nigga? Come on, bro.
Yeah, no.
It'd be like if Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce with, like...
He did.
I'm trying to think of who.
What, did we
who-
get the girl?
The girl that did my neck, my back. If you like,
Kaya?
Oh, hell yeah.
Kaya?
That'd have been. Oh, hold this Alvin.
I'm sorry.
If you cheat on Beyonce or Rihanna, everybody be like, I get that.
I get that.
No.
Supposedly he did.
And we get that.
No.
I don't even know what to say about this story. Like, cause I saw that video, I'm like, you 7 feet tall. How do you think a hoodie is incognito?
No, how about you can't be inconspicuous
there.
because you're fucking who you are. Like everyone's checking for you. Then you did the dumb shit and got with a Kardashian. Now you on white people's fucking radar, you dummy. Like I don't know why the fuck you thought that was smart. But on another note, my wonderful friend from high school, Brittany Pierre, she has her own blog called Pierre Into My Life. And she made a fucking hilarious comment in her blog because she mentioned the whole birth of the Kardashian Thompson baby. And her beautiful name is True. My homegirl said, how are you going to name the baby something that the father is incapable of doing? Lord Jesus.
Do you have cream for that burn? Or do they got a grass skin? Do they have the grass skin? Like, you know what? Fuck it. Live with it, bro. Just live with it, bro. Good luck. Get out my hospital. Get out my ward.
Kardashian baby names be interesting as fuck. What is Travis Scott kid name?
Who's kid?
Travis Scott with Kylie Jenner. Don't that kid have a name?
I don't know. Don't that kid have a name?
Because we got Saint, we
Untitled.
got North, we
North,
got...
Chicago.
Was it Chicago?
Chicago's the newest baby.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
They just gave up.
First of all, y'all can't make fun of black people names if y'all gonna name your kid North. I'm sorry. Or my favorite Sarah Palin's kid whose actual legal name is Trig. Bruh.
I remember I dated this girl, and she had some crazy names, and I was just like, don't ever talk to me again. Like, you know.
Wow.
No, son, like, cause, all right. This is going to sound really mean, right?
I need an age. How old were you? How old was she?
26.
Okay. Yeah.
26. I was 26.
She
Listen,
was.
There are times when a man wakes up from this reality that isn't hormone driven, and we look at you women certain differently, like, you know what I'm saying? Because then she hit me with something like Autumn Zoe Leave or some shit like that, and I was like, what the fuck is that? That's not even. First of all, my last name's not in there. We're gonna talk about that later when we get married. But second of all, what the fuck is an Autumn Zoe? If you listening to this now, girl,
Is she Haitian?
no.
I heard Zoe, and I was like, Haitian?
Me too. I won't even lie.
I thought.
She rubbing hard.
So anyway, I just want
mean,
you.
if the
My
video
train of thought was
tight,
just like.
Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, girl.
My train of thought is, I do not want to have kids with this woman ever in my life.
That's not for nothing. That's a fair judgment
Thank you.
call. I'm not mad at
I'm gonna
you.
take my award now and go.
That's a fair judgment call. Like,
I
there's
feel
certain
every guy
things.
should ask himself that before he decides to not pull out.
Facts.
Like, do I want to have a kid? Because some people are like, condoms doesn't feel good.
I'm gonna have
okay.
flag on the
Do
play.
you want to have a kid with this person?
Flag on the play.
What?
Flag on the play.
Go ahead.
You're asking a guy to think about whether or not he wants to have a kid during a time that he's hormone driven and cannot think straight, because you know after you bust that nut, that veil clears up.
How about your?
Hold on.
How about shit? Not you,
Transition
Tristan
away from
Thompson.
this.
Mike is cool. Mayhem is cool. Tristan ain't shit.
Thank you.
I would like to say, though, that one of the saddest things about the Tristan Thompson story before we move on
Here we go.
is that he's still playing poorly. Like, yo, LeBron trying to win another title out here. My nigga, grab a fucking rebound.
It's a Kardashian curse.
Play some defense.
I don't.
Too. Jesus.
I don't know what more has to happen with the Kardashian women for you guys to believe that they're brujas. Like, the fucking writings on the wall. They're all fucking brujas.
You ever read that story about the sirens that would sing songs that?
Yes,
caused sailors to
they're
crash?
fucking.
They're the sirens, and we're the sailors who are black. So anyway,
Yes,
moving
yes. But you have to have a certain bankroll. To
on. Listen,
even
we
pop-
all looking at that
Here.
water saying, "I can swim."
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of fucking dummies. A whole bunch of fucking dummies.
Did they used to eat the sailors too?
They used to
Yeah.
kill them and turn them
Eat
into pigs. Or was it that?
All right.
No,
There's
that was-
different
that was-
variation.
That's Calypso.
Calypso?
That is. Thank you, baby. Yeah, that is Calypso.
Sorry.
That was in the
Yeah.
All right,
Odyssey.
so we got one more segment because we
Odyssey.
actually about
We can
to run out of time. That's a first. Damn, we're having a long ass show today. Hope y'all grab some coffee. I don't know, a bagel or something.
If this is your fifth time opening your app to listen, we appreciate you.
Word.
We covering both your commute to work and back
and
home.
back, and maybe a little bit for the next day.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Gym workout.
So we're adding a new segment to the show. We're gonna call it. So you thought that was okay, boy?
Bruh.
And we have a few candidates in here today. We're gonna need to pick one because we're a little pressed for time. So
NFL
I'm gonna let my
analyst.
co-host do the voting
NFL.
because I'm biased because I would want to pick my suggestion. So I let the room choose whichever one you.
The
want
first
to go.
one.
Really?
All right, so we have the choice for the first
The second one.
Second one, Mr. Highbridge.
They don't know what's.
Third one.
Is there a fourth option?
No, Juice. You're the tiebreaker. So
All right, three.
three.
No, we can't talk about three.
already
We already
spoke
talked
about
about it. Three. So it's
that.
one and two.
Oh, one and two. Sorry,
Yeah.
we gotta do 1 and 2 because we already talked about three by accident.
So two.
One.
Two.
Damn!
I messed it up.
No. You didn't do anything wrong. Now I gotta vote.
Good. So
Damn.
good. Back on you.
Imagine.
Negro Damas.
Never Damas.
I'm gonna go with my
You
own
sure you want to do that?
story.
Last time I did that shit, I pulled out the fucking Beretta.
I'm gonna go with my own story.
Here we go.
The NFL.
Yay!
Here's why.
That's that first
I
one.
don't think
too
one
deep.
is a bad story, but I won't touch it. I'll be honest with you.
I'm talking.
I was like, you're right. Man, you're right. I'm like, I don't want to be right.
All right.
I won't be right this time. You're
All
right,
right.
though.
We
You're
talking
right,
about
though.
next week.
All right. Next week.
Wait, next week, though. The NFL analyst story. So here's what happened.
Motherfuckers.
On Twitter, an NFL commentator posted a picture of him, his daughter, and her prom date. In the picture, he had a gun in his hand, and the caption was, "Teaching the prom date bad boy style." If you ever seen the movie,
Second movie.
Bad
it's a
Boy
famous
Style, yeah.
scene in which they intimidate the daughter's boyfriend and threaten him with violence. So everyone,
He was mad cool.
Some people thought it was funny. Here's my reaction to that photo. If that was my son and you pulled a gun on him,
Facts.
I'm beating your ass.
Facts.
Like, I'm not a thug.
Facts.
I'm not an
Squaring up.
intimidating guy.
We
But if
squaring
you
up.
think it's funny to pull a gun on my
on
kid,
a minor.
I'm going to square up with you. And it's also an indictment with, as you as a father, if you don't trust your daughter's decision-making enough that you have to threaten. So you didn't raise her right to make the decisions. So now you're mad at the guy.
Yourself.
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be
Yo.
quiet. Go ahead.
And then everyone's reaction is like, it's not a big deal. It's just, I want to say everybody that said that was white. I don't know if that's a factual statement, but most of the people that said it was a joke was white. I'm just like, that's because where you guys are from, guns are a very different thing.
Facts.
Where I'm from, if someone pulls out a gun on me, they want all the smoke. Like, they want beef with me, my
family,
block,
yep.
my mama. This isn't like,
That's right. Mama
yo,
ain't,
juice.
mama
Yo,
ain't raised
you
no
owe me
hoe.
$1. Ha ha ha. Nigga, what? Like,
Yeah.
Channel 9 News or wherever.
yeah. And I don't understand why people still think that if you are raising a woman, not a girl, because if you're raising a woman and whatever the fuck your value system is, if you have done a good job, you should be confident in the choices that that woman makes.
That's a
Yes,
fact.
you are a father and you want to be protective. No, I don't know what that's like because I don't have kids. But on the flip side, why is it okay for you to treat someone else's kid like that? Because if the reverse was true and that boy's mom pulled a gun on your daughter
On your
for being a little
daughter,
hussy,
which is some shit I would do. Mind your fucking neck, bitches, for my future kids.
okay, so
Okay.
she's gonna be fighting at prom. Anywho,
I'm going to the prom. Fuck around.
She's gonna be one of those moms.
Wow.
You're too close to Tristan. You're too close to bitch. I will come over there. Hold my drink, Chris.
I don't need to hold a drink. I'm gonna have that shit in a fucking pouch on the side.
You know they got paper cups.
I will
Come on,
be
don't do that.
Snapchat
Snapchatting
that.
this shit live. Put on a filter.
Yo, she got the doggy ears. What you doing? Yo, let me just say this.
Uncle Mayhem and Daddy never help. They always just laughing because this shit funny, Tristan.
Facts. Factual facts. Let me say
swear.
this. Just to kind of give you how severe this is, right? A couple weeks ago, I had a knife pulled on me. Not too long ago. I'll tell you the story afterward because you're looking at crazy. Those who know what happened. I've had a gun pulled on me twice. I've had one in a robbery. One was just plain intimidation. The guy was high on his mind, like, who the hell are you? When I was chilling with a whole bunch of people. I've had a knife pulled on me as well. And let me tell you the kind of rage. I mean, I was younger, you know what I'm saying? There are times when I look back and I could have been dead. Honestly.
Facts.
Yeah, but at the same time, the rules still go to, if you pull a weapon out on me, as a Brooklynite as I am,
Facts.
you better kill me with it. Because anyhow I survive, I'm going to make you regret it. Because if I die, you're going to regret it for your lifetime. But the whole point is you're going to die with me, if anything. If not die first.
Mm-hmm.
And not to engage violence. Let's actually take a step back. You're pulling a gun
A
out.
deadly weapon.
And I'm pretty sure
On
you
a
didn't
child.
on a child. And you didn't. I'm pretty sure you didn't ask the parents for permission because what parent would be like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. Dad, do it
Right.
for prom."
That's just gonna be immortalized forever.
I would have beat his ass.
I wouldn't be
Fuck
surprised.
that shit.
I would not be surprised if tomorrow the parents sue.
I don't know. They white. I think they think this is a joke because one of them guns is a very different relationship.
Nah, man.
But my black ass, I'm beating your ass. Fuck
It would have
that
been.
shit.
What if the gun misfired?
Exactly.
What if the gun misfired?
Oh,
God forbid he lost his
one
life.
second.
God.
I should show it to you.
That. So on the other side of that, as being the girl or the young woman, I would be so fucking embarrassed. Like, again, you guys know
she thought it was funny.
I talk about my dad a lot, not a lot, but enough. He's a cop. Not only have I never had to put him in a situation where he felt that he needed to protect me in that way. Also, he has common sense enough to know that you don't threaten someone's possible life. Like, that's you don't, and even if it's in like a no, like that could take away someone's life, literally. Yeah. That's nothing to joke about, to be lighthearted about. That is a deadly weapon. Yep. And that's gross. Yeah. That's embarrassing. I'd be so embarrassed because now, like, there's always a joke. Like, even when I dated Chris when I was younger, he tread lightly just off the fact that he knew my dad was a cop. Right. So there was an extra, like, he already respected me. He was never disrespectful. There's like only like 3 year difference between us. But when I dated him for the first time, I was pretty young, and I had to ask both my parents for permission to date him. And my dad at first did not like that because he thought I was too young to date someone that was 18. I was 15. And he was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I asked. I stated my case, and they were like, fine. It wasn't like he was a complete stranger. They knew him from one of my programs that I went to. So there was always this tension because I knew my dad didn't approve of the idea of him, but not him as a person. Right. And then Chris knew, and he was always treaded lightly because he was like, I don't want to give this motherfucker no reason to have to fucking black bag my ass.
But you see, like, we're joking about it, but for a gun to come out, it's a serious thing.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm honestly. Exactly, and like my dad used to clean his gun
even
often.
if it's unloaded, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Like I'm lightly familiar with guns just because he used to clean his gun in the house, but he had that shit like packed up way like none of us could reach it. And as the oldest one in the house, I was like, I have zero desire
to touch it,
to know where that shit. Don't even tell me, because if someone come in the house and rob us with a gun, that bitch, I can't tell you. Pamela James ain't seen shit. I don't fucking know. Like I was just very fearful of guns because the amount of power you have, the power to take someone's life away with that. No, thank you. I'm worried about my Spice Girl heels and making sure my fucking my blowout is proper. I don't want to know about that shit. Like that brings a whole nother host of responsibility and just that's embarrassing. Like super embarrassing. I know she should be fucking tighter her dad, but she
probably don't realize it now.
Yeah,
that shit ain't cute.
I always think about these moments of like when I know that for a lot of fathers, they think it's their responsibility to intimidate their daughter's future mate or something like that. And I'm just like, I would never react well to that. Because I've heard people tell stories like the first time they met their daughter's boyfriend, didn't shake their hand, or they pretend they were in the room. Listen,
you know what?
I was raised by a single mom, but one of the things that I learned on my own was in order to get respect, you have to give it. If I'm coming into your house for the first time where I'm a guest and this is how you're going to treat me, guess who's going to respond to you with hostility, my nigga? Like, we could be in your house. I'm going to call you out on that shit right then and there. You're not going to shake my hand? Are you a grown-ass man?
Same goes for moms. I done met some disrespectful mothers. I was like,
nah, that shit is absolutely crazy.
I don't like her.
It's also a little weird too.
It's like, why are you
like a jealous lover?
Yes.
It's like a little.
Ooh, don't even get into that Oedipus Electra shit.
It's a little weird.
Don't even get into the Oedipus Electra. That's Oedipus Electra. Don't get into it.
Next week on the Last Stop on L.
Shit.
All right, we're gonna end off this long ass episode with a few minutes to spare by ending on this week's moment of joy. I don't have one as usual, so give me a second. So I'm going to start with Mayhem.
Yo, my moment of joy is teaching everybody on my Facebook that juice is a food. This came out because somebody pointed out, like, you know, if you're playing categories and Jay comes out and somebody says juice as a food, is it a food? I'm like, hell yeah, of course it's a food. Nobody bites into an apple and considers the juice inside of it separate. Like, it's a solid food.
You really went there.
I really went there. There are other examples. IV protein shakes all together when you blend food. Those are all food. So there's a certain somebody who's like, if I was ever playing categories, I would never consider juice as a food. I'm like, you don't make the rules. Bitch, you better play. You know who you are. You're listening. My moment of joy.
Vonna.
My moment of joy is actually hijacking Mayhem's live stream.
I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay. Hijacking his live stream. What were you playing? Dead by Dawn?
Dead by Daylight first.
Dead by Daylight.
And then
Fortnite. And mind you guys, I'm a blurred, but I am not a blurred that's savvy about video games. Not. But anyway, so Chris Highbridge plays Fortnite a lot. And then
Shout out to
Mayhem
Chris.
found him on Xbox, and I was like, oh, fucking A, great. Just, like, they need to bond anymore. So they play Fortnite a lot together. So he actually, Chris hopped on a game with Mayhem's friends. And shout out to Steve, because he is a Vonna Sage fan. And Brian, LL. And Steve was the one I spoke to about reading the Blood and Bone book. He's actually listening to it on Audible. Damn, I wish I had a plug and I can get some fucking coin, because that's how motherfuckers get money. Anyway, I digress. We're going to talk about that another day. But,
yeah. I was going to say, follow me, Geeks Unlimited on YouTube. You can see me in the plays. We're going to be streaming. I'll give out my name next time. We'll worry about that next time. Geeks Unlimited YouTube. Woo!
Featuring Vonna Sage.
Also, we're coming out with some shirts. Cut the check.
See me on Thursdays throwing shade at Mayhem.
All the time.
And I'm totally going to do that. You know I should do that.
They don't fear my heart. No fear in my heart, Sage.
It clearly fucked up your head because you didn't want to play no more.
No. You know what happened.
Yes.
We know what happened. All right, you know what?
Yes.
All right, come see it all go down, people. Thursday. 8 o'clock? You going to be there? Fix your hair.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Are y'all going to finish, or are y'all just going to, like...
She trying me.
I know y'all can't hear it, but
Listen.
I started playing the outro music.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like, y'all
My bad.
Go ahead, Vonna.
I'm done. That's my moment of joy. Having an interaction with my fans. Ew.
Okay, my moment of joy is a story I read recently in the New York Times. In 2018, we are near the halfway point, and there have been no murders in East New York.
Yeah.
I know East New York is a neighborhood known for being rough, but this trend has actually been going on for, I think, into 2017. And I want to salute everyone that worked hard to get to this point. Yeah. There's active violence intervention programs. There's active youth employment and development programs. There's investment for businesses. There's new homes being built in the neighborhood. Even the police have been working closely with the community to work on stuff. So shout out to everybody in East New York. Shout out to everybody on Pitkin, giving out them discounts. Holla, you know what I'm saying?
Good release.
Yo, it's been your boy Danny Ocean, DNYOCION. I guess we'll catch you next time.
Bye. Why you sound like me?
Sloppy slouching is something I won't do. Some think that we can't flow. Stereotypes, they got to go. I'ma mess around and flip the scene into revert with what? With a little touch of ladies.